Halfway model. An immersion of the sphere S2 in R3, which is the halfway point of a sphere eversion. Halfway models. Plural of halfway model. Halfway there. 4 to 5. Halfways. Half of the way between 2 points, midway. Half-width of a text character, occupying the space of half of a full-width character, or one normal text column. Half-widths, plural of half-width. Half-wild, alternative form of half-wild. Half-wit, someone lacking in intelligence. Half-witch, rare spelling of half-witch. Half-witches, plural of half-witch. Half-wits, plural of half-wit. Half-witted, alternative spelling of half-witted. Half-wittedly, alternative form of half-wittedly. Half-wittedness, the quality of being half-witted. Half-wittery, half-wittedness. Half-wizard, rare spelling of half-wizard. Half-word, an area of storage 1/2 the size of the word in a particular system, usually 2 bytes. Half-words, plural of half-word. Half-it, alternative spelling of half-y. Half-year, alternative form of half-year. Half-yearly, alternative form of half-yearly. Half-years, plural of half-year. Alternative form of Kalka. Halliburton, a surname. Halliburton County, Ontario, Canada. Halliburtons, plural of Halliburton. Halibut, a large flatfish of the genus Hippoglossus, which sometimes leaves the ocean floor and swims vertically. Halibuter, a fishing boat used for catching halibut. Halibuters, plural of halibuter. Halibuts, plural of halibut. Halibut, archaic form of halibut. Halibutter, alternative form of halibuter. Halibuters, plural of halibutter. Halicarnasson, of or relating to Halicarnassus. Halicarnassons, plural of Halicarnasson. Halicarnassion, of or relating to Halicarnassus. Halicarnassians, plural of Halicarnassion. Halicarnassus, an ancient Greek city on the southwest coast of Caria, Anatolia, in modern-day Turkey. Halicandramide, a macrolide isolated from marine sponges, particularly Chondrosia cordicata. Halicandrid, any member of the order Halicandrida of marine demisponges. Halicandrids, plural of halicandrid. Halicantid, any sponge in the family Halicandriidae. Halicantids, plural of Halicandria. Halicandron, any of a family of macrocyclic peleothers initially isolated from sponges of the genus Halicandria. Halicandrons, plural of halicandron. Halicin, the heterocycle 5,5-nitro-1,3-thiazole 2-ill-sulfonyl 1,3,4-thiadiazole 2-amine. Haliponadamine, an antimicrobial alkaloid found in marine sponges of the genus Haliclona. Halicor, the dudine. Halicors, plural of halicor. Halictid, any member of the family Halictidae, many of which are known as sweat bees. Halictids, plural of halictid. Halictine, any bee of the subfamily Halictinae. Halictines, plural of halictine. Halictophagid, any strepsipteran insect in the family Halictophagidae. Halictophagids, plural of halictophagid. Alit, any spider in the now obsolete family Halidae, which since 2006 is considered part of the family Pasoridae. Halidame, alternative form of Halidum. Halidames, plural of halidame. Halide, a salt of any halogen acid. Halide, containing or treated with a halide. Halides, plural of halide. Halidohydrolase, an enzyme that hydrolyzes halosids. Halidohydrolases, plural of halidohydrolase. Halidum, holiness, sanctity, sacred honor. Halidome, alternative form of halidum, sacred honor. Halidums, plural of halidum. Halids, plural of halid. Halir, the former coin of Slovakia, 100 haliers equal a koruna. Halirau, plural of halir. Haliers, plural of halir. Haluvik, of or pertaining to fishing. Haleudical, synonym of haleudic. Haleudically, in terms of fishing. Haleutics, obsolete spelling of haleutics. Haleutics, a treatise upon fish or the art of fishing. Halifax, an industrial town in West Yorkshire, England, 20 km southwest of Leeds. Halifax County, a county of Nova Scotia, Canada. Halifaxian, a native or inhabitant of Halifax. Halifaxians, plural of Halifaxian. Haligonian, of from or relating to the city of Halifax, West Yorkshire, England. Haligonians, plural of Haligonian. Halimel, a census-designated place in Maui County, Hawaii, United States. Halloway, a surname from Tagalog. Halloways, plural of Halloway. Halilovic, a surname from Serbo-Croatian. Halilovics, plural of Halilovic. How a surname. Halomane, the diterpene 1,2,5,5-tetramethyl 1,3-methylpentyl-decahydronaphthalene that is the basis of the structure of many natural products. Halide sand, a calcareous sediment composed of the remains of the tissues of halide algae. Halide sands, plural of halide sand. Halandatio, a diterpenoid trialdehyde, 1,5-R5-1-R2, 2,1-E26-dimethyl, 1,5-heptadiene 1,01-formyl cyclopropyl 2-cyclopentene, 1,2-decarbaldehyde, that is a chemical defense adaptation in the calcareous reef-building alga halide. Halide, a moon of Neptune. Halimedian, of or relating to the Nereid Halide in Greek mythology. Halimeter, a device that measures halitosis by detecting volatile sulfur compounds in the breath. Halimeters, plural of halimeter. Halimetric, relating to halimetry or by means of a halimeter. Halimetry, the measurement of halitosis by detection of volatile sulfur compounds in the breath. Halimide, a cytotoxic dictypiperazine present in some marine fungi. Halimides, plural of halimi. Halomachocsid, any scale insect in the family Halomachoccidae. Halomachoccids, plural of Halomachoccid. Halumot, alternative form of Halmot. Halamut, alternative form of Halmot. Halamots, plural of Halamot. Halamots, plural of Halamot. Halams, plural of Halam. Helena, a transliteration of the Belarusian female given name Ge-a-hel Cyrillic letter 456 acute and Helena. Haline, salty, saline. Hailing, present participle and gerundive hail. Haliad, a balone, any member of the family Haliadidae. Haliadids, plural of Haliadidae. Haliati, belonging to the genus Haliodes. Haloplankton, oceanic plankton. Haloplid, any member of the family Haloplidae of crawling water beetles. Haloplids, plural of haloplid. Haliernium, any reactive intermediate in the form of a three-membered unsaturated cyclic cation containing a positively charged halogen atom. Halierniums, plural of haliernium. Halirif, a type of veil once worn by nuns. Halirifts, plural of halirif. Halosaurine, any extinct marine squamate mosasaur of the subfamily Halosaurinae. Halosaurines, plural of halosaurine. Halostatic, concerning an area of the sea or ocean that has no currents passing through it, especially the area at the center of a gyre. Halide, native salt, sodium chloride NaCl as a mineral, rock salt. Halites, plural of halite. Halytic, containing or pertaining to halite. Halitophobia, a morbid fear of having bad breath. Halitosis, plural of halitosis. Halitosis, the condition of having stale or foul-smelling breath. Halitotic, afflicted with halitosis. Halodes, fumous, vaporous. Halotoxin, a toxic mixture of 3-alkylpyridinium polymeric salts found in haloplono sponges. Halituous, produced by or like breath, vaporous. Halodes, a vapor. Halodesis, plural of halodes. Halatilicide, a particular steroid glycoside. Haletza, a rite by which a widow absolves herself of the duty of levirate marriage. It involves making a declaration, removing a shoe, and spitting on the floor. Haletsat, plural of haletza. Haliver oil, a nutritional supplement derived from the liver of the halibut. Halkara, alternative form of harkara. Halkaras, plural of halkara. Halki, a Greek island in the Dodecanese. Halkidiki, alternative form of Chalkidiki. Halktui, any member of the Halkui. Halktuids, plural of Halkui. Halkton, a surname. Halter, a village on the River Thurso in Caithness, Highland Council area, Scotland. OS Grid Ref ND 1359. Halfo, a surname. Halkomum, a Central Salishan language spoken on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, by the Musqueam Indian Band, and closely related to Squamish S letter 1E35WX, symbol 331W acute 7 meshed snishin. Halkos, plural of Halko. Hut, a surname. Hall Church, a church with a nave and aisles of approximately equal height, often united under a single immense roof. Hall churches, plural of Hall Church. Hall coefficient, with regard to the Hall effect, the ratio of the induced electric field to the product of the current density and the applied magnetic field. Hall coefficients, plural of Hall coefficient. Hall County, one of 159 counties in Georgia, United States. County seat, Gainesville, named after Dr. Lyman Hall. Hall effect, the effect in which a conductor that carries an electric current perpendicular to an applied magnetic field develops a voltage gradient transverse to both current and field. Hall effects, plural of Hall effect. Hall Green, a suburb of the Metropolitan Borough of Birmingham, West Midlands, England. OS Grid Ref SB 1081, postcode B28. Hall House, a kind of vernacular house of the Middle Ages, traditional in the United Kingdom and Northern Europe, usually timber-framed and having a hall as the central element. Hall houses, plural of Hall House. Hall ITH Wood, a suburban area and manor house in the Metropolitan Borough of Bolton, Greater Manchester, England. OS Grid Ref SD 7211. Hall in Tyrol, a town east of Innsbruck, Tyrol, Austria. Hall monitor, a person responsible for maintaining order in a school's corridors and halls. Hall monitors, plural of Hall monitor. Hall of Fame, a structure housing memorials to famous or illustrious individuals, especially ones of importance to some field, often containing a collection of memorabilia relating to them. Hall of Famer, alternative form of Hall of Famer. Hall of Famers, plural of Hall of Famer. Hall of Mirrors, a carnival attraction with curved mirrors, funhouse mirrors that distort the viewer's appearance. Hall of Residence, a building for college or university students to live in. Hall of Shame, a collection of the worst, most hated, or poorest quality entries in a particular subject, medium, field, etc. Hall Pass, a permit to be out of class during school hours. Hall Passes, plural of Hall Pass. Hall Porter, a hotel worker who carries luggage to the rooms of guests. Hall Porters, plural of Hall Porter. Hall Tests, a form of market research in which members of the public are recruited and brought to a central location to provide feedback. Hall Tests, plural of Hall Tests. Hall Tree, a piece of furniture for hanging hats, coats, etc. after entering a building. It may include mirrors, a bench, and a stand or drawers or other storage space. Hall Trees, plural of Hall Tree. Hall Voltage, the voltage generated by the Hall effect. Hall Voltages, plural of Hall Voltage. Hall's honeysuckle, Lonicera japonica varhaliana, a variety of Japanese honeysuckle. Hall's Japanese honeysuckle, synonym of Hall's honeysuckle. Hall's panic grass, Panicum hallei, a perennial bunch grass native to the south/southwestern United States and parts of Mexico. Hall Héroult process, a major industrial process for smelting aluminium by dissolving alumina in molten cryolite and then performing electrolysis. Hallmark, alternative form of hallmark. Hallmarks, plural of hallmark. Hall of Famer, one who has achieved a spot in a Hall of Fame. Hall of Famers, plural of Hall of Famer. Hall-Petch equation, a relationship between the yield point and grain size of a material given by the equation sigma y equals sigma 0 plus ky asterisk d 0.5, where sigma y is the yield stress, d is the average grain diameter, and sigma 0 and ky are constants specific to a particular material. Alternative form of Chala. Halabalu, alternative form of hullabaloo. Halabalus, plural of halabalu. Halabalu, alternative spelling of hullabaloo, noise or uproar. Halabalus, plural of halabalu. Halachor, alternative form of halalkor. Halachors, plural of halachor. Halliday, a surname. Hallidays, plural of halliday. Hallid, a fee or toll paid for selling goods in a hall. Hallages, plural of hallage. Alternative form of chala. Hallahan, a surname. Hallahans, plural of Hallahan. Hallas, plural of Halla. Hal, alternative form of Hal. Halleld, simple past and past participle of Hal. Halleling, present participle and gerund of Hal. Hallel, simple past and past participle of Hal. Halloling, present participle and gerund of Hal. Halloo, an outcry or uproar, a hullabaloo. Howlus, plural of howloo. Howls, third person singular simple present indicative of howl. How, a surname. Howlander, an area of South Yorkshire, England, in the current city of Sheffield. Howlon, the passage or space between the outer and inner door of a cottage, the partition between the passage and the room. Halland, a historical province in western Sweden. Hallandale, former name of Hallandale Beach. Hallandale Beach, a city in southern Broward County, Florida, United States. Howans, plural of Howan. Howland Shaker, a sturdy beggar. Howland Shakers, plural of Howland Shaker. Hallantai, All Saints' Day. Hallaton, a village and civil parish in Harborough District, Leicestershire, England. OS Grid Ref SB 7 1896. Hallasrow, a village in High Littleton Parish, Bath and Northeast Somerset District, Somerset, England. OS Grid Ref SD 6357. Holborn Gate, a village in Farlam Parish, City of Carlisle District, Cumbria, England. OS Grid Ref NY 5859. Hallber, a surname from Swedish. Hallbers, plural of Hallber. Halsis, romance or sexual activity between people living in the same hall of student accommodation. Halled or off phone, an electroacoustic string instrument, the sound of which makes use of electroacoustic feedback to produce drones and otherwise resembles a cello. Halled or off phones, plural of halled or off phone. An independent city in Saxony-Anhalt, Germany. Halleck, a surname from German. Hallex, plural of Halleck. Halleckrit, alternative form of Halekrit. Halleckrits, plural of Halleckrit. Hallaflinta, a type of metamorphic rock formed from volcanic tuff and rich in quartz and feldspars. Hallaflinta, a fine-grained rock consisting of an intimate mixture of quartz and feldspar, sometimes banded or striated, sometimes containing porphyritic crystals of quartz. Hällefors, a locality, the seat of Hällefors Municipality, Örebro County, Sweden. Hällefors Älghound, a medium-sized, rectangular Spitz breed with either a sickle or curly tail, native to Sweden. Hällefors Älghounds, plural of Hällefors Älghound. Howl, A hymn of praise chanted during the Passover supper consisting of some ESV. Hals, plural of Hallel. Hallelu, synonym of hallelujah. Hallelujah, alternative spelling of hallelujah. Hallelujah, alternative spelling of hallelujah. Hallelujahs, plural of hallelujah. Hallelujahs, plural of hallelujah. Hallelujah, alternative spelling of hallelujah. Hallelujah, an exclamation used in songs of praise or thanksgiving to God. Hallelujah lass, a young female member of the Salvation Army. Hallelujah lasses, plural of hallelujah lass. Hallelujah, simple past and past participle of hallelujah. Hallelujah, present participle and gerund of hallelujah. Hallelujahs, plural of hallelujah. Hallelujahs, plural of hallelujah. Hallelujah, pertaining to or containing hallelujahs. Hallelus, plural of hallelu. Hallenbach, a surname. Hallenbachs, plural of Hallenbach. Haller, a surname. Hallermann-Streiff syndrome, a congenital disorder that affects growth, including cranial development, hair growth, and dental development. Hollers, plural of Haller. Hallervorden-Spatz disease, pantothenate kinase-associated neurodegeneration. Hallervorden-Spatz syndrome, Hallervorden-Spatz disease. Halles, a surname. Halles, a surname. Halletts, plural of Hallet. Hallettsville, a city, the county seat of Lavaca County, Texas, United States. Hallel, a habitational surname from Old English from a place name meaning holy well. Halle, a surname from Irish. Hal is comet, a great comet which can be seen from Earth every 75-76 years. Halley's comet, alternative form of Halley's comet. Halley's method, a root-finding algorithm used for functions of one real variable with a continuous second derivative. Halley of or relating to Edmund Halley 1656-1742, English astronomer, mathematician, meteorologist, and physicist, best known for discovering Halley's comet. Halley's, plural of Halley. Halvard, a surname. Halvards, plural of Halvard. Awful, a quantity that fills a hall. Halfels, plural of Halful. Halgar, a northern suburb of Kendal, Cumbria, England, previously in South Lakeland District OS Grid Ref SD 5094. Hallgren, a surname from Swedish. Hallgren syndrome, Usher syndrome. Hallgrens, plural of Hallgren. Hull House, alternative form of Hull House. Hull Houses, plural of Hull House. Haller, alternative spelling of Halyard. Hallards, plural of Hallier. Halliblash, a great blaze or something that dazzles. Halliburton, a surname. Halliburtons, plural of Halliburton. Halibut, archaic form of halibut. Halical, relating to the halla. Or big toe. Halliday, a surname. Hallidayan, of or relating to Michael Halliday, born 1925, British-born Australian linguist who developed the influential systemic functional linguistic model of language. Hallidays, plural of Halliday. Halidome, alternative form of Halidom, holiness. Habit, a diminutive of the female given name Harriet. Howie, a kind of net for catching birds. Howius, plural of Hallier. Hallet, any of a group of German North Sea islands without protective dikes. Halligan, a surname from Irish. Halligan bar, a firefighter's multipurpose tool for breaking down doors, etc., having a claw or fork, a blade, and a tapered pick. Halligan bars, plural of Halligan bar. Halligan tool, synonym of Halligan bar. Halligan tools, plural of Halligan tool. Halligans, plural of Halligan. Halligen, plural of Halle. Halides, plural of Halle. Halomondite, a triclinic pinacoidal yellow mineral containing arsenic, lead, oxygen, and uranium. Hallam, a surname from Swedish. Hallinan, a surname from Irish. Hallinans, plural of Hallinan. Hawley, a surname. Hallings, a surname. Hallington, a hamlet and civil parish in East Lindsey District, Lincolnshire, England. OS Grid Ref TF 3085. Hallands, plural of Hallan. Halman, Erascal. Hallians, plural of Hallian. Hallicy, a surname from Irish. Hallices, plural of Hallicy. Hallisy, a surname from Irish. Hallices, plural of Hallisy. Halli, one who resides in the specified hall, as in a college. Hallites, plural of Hallite. Halliwell, an area of Bolton, Greater Manchester, England. OS Grid Ref SD 705105. Halliwells, plural of Halliwell. Hallman, a surname. Hallmark, a surname. Hallmark holiday, an ostensible holiday or, by extension, any occasion invented or popularized for profit. Hallmark holidays, plural of Hallmark holiday. Hallmark moment, a memorable moment or event, one which would make a poignant greeting card. Hallmark moments, plural of Hallmark moment. Hallmarked, simple past and past participle of hallmark. Hallmarker, a person who, or device that applies a hallmark. Hallmarkers, plural of hallmarker. Hallmarking, present participle and gerund of hallmark. Hallmarkings, plural of hallmarking. Hallmarkish, expressing sentiment in a way that is oversweet and insincere, schmaltzy. Hallmarks, plural of hallmark. Hallmarky, hallmarkish. Hallmate, one who lives in the same hall of residence. Hallmates, plural of hallmate. Hallmote, in England, a court held in a justice's hall, a court leet, court baron. Hallmotes, plural of hallmote. Hallo, alternative form of hello greeting. Hallo, a loud exclamation, a call to invite attention to something or to incite, a shout. Hallowin, simple past and past participle of hallow. Hallowing, present participle and gerund of halloa. Hallolas, Third person singular simple present indicative of hallow. Hallowed, a surname. Hallowed, simple past and past participle of hallow. Hallowedst. Second person singular simple past indicative of hallow. Hallows, plural of hallow. Hallows, second person singular simple present indicative of hallow. Hallow, third person singular simple present indicative of hallow. Hallowing, present participle and gerund of hallow. Hallowings, plural of hallowing. Hallow, used to greet someone or to catch their attention. Halloo before one is out of the wood, to count on safety before one is out of danger. Hallowed, simple past and past participle of hallow. Hallowed, simple past and past participle of hallow. Hallowed before one was out of the wood. Simple past and past participle of hallow before one is out of the wood. Hallows, third person singular simple present indicative of hallow. Hallowing, present participle and gerund of hallow. Hallowing before one is out of the wood, present participle and gerund of hallow before one is out of the wood. Hallowings, plural of hallowing. Hallows, plural of hallow. Hallows before one is out of the wood. Third person singular simple present indicative of hallow before one is out of the wood. Halloran, a surname from Irish. Hallorans, plural of halloran. Hallows, plural of hallow. Hallat, plural of halla. Hallat, plural of halla. Halloumi, a traditional cheese from Cyprus made from goat's and ash or sheep's milk. Hallamis, plural of halloumi. Halla, a saint, a holy person, an apostle. Hallowed, obsolete spelling of hallowed. Halloway, a surname. Halloways, plural of Halloway. Hallowday, All Hallows Day. Hallowdom, the state or condition of being a hallow or saint, sainthood. Hallowen, alternative form of Halloween. Hallowener, alternative form of Halloweener. Halloweeners, plural of Hallowener. Hallowens, plural of Hallowen. Halloweni, evocative of Hallowen, creepy, spooky. Hallowed, consecrated or sanctified, sacred, holy. Hallowedly, in a hallowed, sacred or solemn manner, sacredly, solemnly. Hallowedness, the quality or state of being hallowed. Halloweek, the week of Halloween. Halloweekend, the weekend where Halloween falls on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or a weekend before or after Halloween when Halloween festivities are celebrated if Halloween does not fall on a weekend. Halloweeks, plural of Halloweek. Halloween, the eve of All Hallows Day, October 31st, celebrated mostly in English-speaking countries by children going door-to-door in costume and soliciting candy with menaces. Halloween crab, the crab Gecarcinus quadratus. Halloween crabs, plural of Halloween crab. Halloweener, someone who takes part in Halloween, particularly a trick-or-treater. Halloweeners, plural of Halloweener. Halloweens, plural of Halloween. Halloweeny, alternative spelling of Halloweeny. Hallel, a surname. Hallels, plural of Halothel. Hallower, one who hallows or makes holy. Hallowers, plural of hallower. Hallows, a surname. Hallowe'en, archaic form of Halloween. Hallowing, present participle and gerund of hallow. Hallowings, plural of hallowing. Hallowly, in a sacred, hallowed, or solemn manner, solemnly, sacredly. Hallowmas, All Saints' Day, November 1. Hallows, a surname. Hallowtide, Hallowmas. Halloysite, a monoclinic aromatic clay mineral containing aluminum, hydrogen, oxygen, and silicon. Halloysites, plural of halloysite. Halloysitic, relating to or containing halloysite. Hallpass, alternative form of hall pass. Hallpasses, plural of hallpass. Walthai, a surname. Hallquists, a surname from Swedish. Hallquists, plural of hallquists. Halls, plural of hall. Hall Flat, a location in Lassen County, California, United States. Halls of Fame, plural of Hall of Fame. Halls of Mirrors, plural of Hall of Mirrors. Halls of Residence, plural of Hall of Residence. Halls of Shame, plural of Hall of Shame. Hallsberg, a town in Örebro County, Sweden. Houseful, plural of hallful. Hallstand, a piece of furniture near to an outside door on which hats and coats are hung and umbrellas are stored. Hallstands, plural of Hallstan. Hallstatt, a village in Salzkammergut, Austria, known historically for the production of salt. Hallstatten, of or relating to the Hallstatt culture, often linked to Celtic, Proto-Celtic, and Pre-Illyrian peoples in early Iron Age Europe, see datate 450 BC. Hallstrom, a surname from Swedish. Hallstrom's dog, synonym of New Guinea singing dog. Hallstrom's dogs, plural of Hallstrom's dog. Hallstroms, plural of Hallstrom. Hallukaw, of or pertaining to the hallux or big toe. Hallucis, plural of hallux. Hallucinant, a hallucinogen. Hallucinants, plural of hallucinant. Hallucinate, to seem to perceive things with one or more of one's senses which are not really present, to have visions, to experience a hallucination. Hallucinated, simple past and past participle of hallucinate. Hallucinates, third person singular simple present indicative of hallucinate. Hallucinating, present participle and gerund of hallucinate. Hallucinatingly, in a hallucinating manner. Hallucination, a sensory perception of something that does not exist, often arising from disorder of the nervous system, as in delirium tremens. Hallucinational, relating to hallucination. Hallucinations, plural of hallucination. Hallucinationy, hallucinatory. Hallucinative, relating to hallucination, hallucinatory. Hallucinator, one whose judgment and acts are affected by hallucinations, one who errs on account of his hallucinations. Hallucinatorily, in a hallucinatory fashion. Hallucinatoriness, the state or condition of being hallucinatory. Hallucinators, plural of hallucinator. Hallucinatory, partaking of or tending to produce hallucination. Hallucinatory realism, a form of magic realism dealing with the content of dreams or fantasies. Hallucinaut, a person who is hallucinating. Hallucinauts, plural of hallucinaut. Hallucinogen, any substance tending to induce hallucination. Hallucinogenesis, the formation of hallucinations. Hallucinogenic, producing hallucinations. Hallucinogenically, in a hallucinogenic manner. Hallucinogenicity, the quality of being hallucinogenic, i.e., being able to induce hallucinations. Hallucinogenics, plural of hallucinogenic. Hallucinogen-like, resembling or characteristic of a hallucinogen. Hallucinogener, a genre that deals with or attempts to mimic the effects of hallucinogenic drugs. Hallucinogeners, plural of hallucinogener. Hallucinogens, plural of hallucinogen. Hallucinoi, resembling a hallucination. Hallucinoses, plural of hallucinosis. Hallucinosis, a mental state of hallucination. Hallucinotic, relating to hallucinosis. Houy-Ring, a town in France. Hal, a surname. Halons, a surname from Middle English. Halonses, plural of halums. Hallux, the big Tau. Haluxes, plural of hallux. Hallweg effect, synonym of photoelectric effect. Hallway, a corridor in a building that connects rooms. Hallway healthcare, synonym of hallway medicine. Hallway healthcare, synonym of hallway medicine. Hallway hospitalization, synonym of hallway medicine. Hallway medicine, a state of affairs in which patients are assigned to and treated in beds or gurneys located in hospital hallways due to a shortage of hospital rooms. Hallway monitor, alternative form of hall monitor. Hallway monitors, plural of hallway monitor. Hallway track, the informal networking and socializing that takes place at a conference. Hallway tracks, plural of hallway track. Hallways, plural of hallway. Halle, a rare spelling variant of Hallie, diminutive of the female given name Harriet. Halu, synonym of Korean wave. How, alternative spelling of Halm. Howlong, a strategic board game played with counters on a board of 16 times 16 squares. Haumejul, a village and commune of Arad County, Romania. Haumedu, a commune of Arad County, Romania. Halmahera, a large island of Indonesia, the largest in the Maluku Islands. Halmahera bubuk, a species of bubuk owl, Ninox hypogramma, endemic to the islands of Halmahera, Ternate, and Bacan in the North Moluccas. Halmahera bubuks, plural of Halmahera bubuk. Howlil, the tree Baia codifolia. Howlun, a surname. Howlas, the feast of All Saints' Day. Howmast, a village and commune of Salaj County, Romania. Howmises, plural of Halmas. Halmatogenesis, The sudden appearance of new characters in animals or plants, saltatory or discontinuous variation. Halbu, a village and commune of Sadi-Mare County, Romania. Halmoni, an elderly Korean woman, typically a grandmother. Halmones, plural of halmoni. Haulos, the symbol marking the end of a proof. Haulot, a court held by the lord of a manor within his hall. Halmots, plural of halmot. Halves, plural of halm. Halms. Stad, a town in Halland, in southwestern Sweden. Hala, acronym of high altitude, low opening, a type of skydiving where one leaves the launch platform from a high altitude and opens the parachute at a very low altitude. Hala, a member of the Angels Major League Baseball team. Halo blight, a bacterial disease of bean plants caused by Pseudomonas syringae PV Facilocola. Halo brim, the wide, round brim of a halo hat. Halo brims, plural of halo brim. Halo car, a flagship car model used to bring prestige to a mark or brand of autos through the halo effect by symbolic association with other car models and the brand itself. Halo cars, plural of halo car. Halo effect, a cognitive bias in which judgment of somebody's character is influenced by an overall impression of him or her. Halo effects, plural of halo effect. Halo hat, a hat with a wide, round brim that frames the face. Halo hats, plural of halo hat. Halo headlight, a kind of headlight arranged in a circular pattern. Halo headlights, plural of halo headlight. Halonuclei, plural of halonucleus. Halonucleus, an atomic nucleus whose radius is appreciably larger than that predicted by the liquid of metal when the nucleus is assumed to be a sea of constant density. Halo orbit, a periodic, three-dimensional orbit about any one of the Lagrange points L1, L2, or L3 of a two-body gravitational system. Halo orbits, plural of halo orbit. Halo sign, the finding of a dark halo around the arterial lumen on ultrasound, suggesting a diagnosis of temporal arteritis. Halo signs, plural of halo sign. Haled, alternative spelling of haloed. Halo, sea, salt, salt water. Halo halo, a Philippine dessert consisting of a mixture of shaved ice and milk with various boiled sweet beans and fruits, served cold in a tall glass or bowl. Halo, an Attic festival celebrated principally at Eleusis in honor of Demeter, Dionysus, and Poseidon. Halocene, any halogenated scene. Halocenes, plural of halocene. Halocetamide, any amide of a halocetic acid. Halocetamides, plural of halocetamide. Halocetic, a salt or ester of a halocetic acid. Halocetates, plural of halocitate. Halocetic, describing a halo derivative of an acetic group. Halocetic acid, any carboxylic acid in which a halogen atom takes the place of a hydrogen atom in acetic acid, a common undesirable byproduct of the chlorination of drinking water. Halocetic acids, plural of halocetic acid. Halocetnitrile, any halogenated derivative of acetonitrile. Halocetinitriles, plural of halocetnitrile. Halocetylene, Any halogen substituted acetylene. A halokine. Halocetylenes. Plural of halocetylene. Halocid. Any halogen derivative of a carboxylic acid, but especially two chlorocarboxylic acids that are active in cell biology. Halocids. Plural of halocid. Halodamantane. Any compound formally derived from adamantane by replacing one or more hydrogen atoms with a halogen. Halodamantanes. Plural of halodamantane. Halodaptable. Able to adapt to varying halide concentrations. Halodaptation. Adaptation to varying halide concentrations. Halodaptations. Plural of halodaptation. Halocohol. Haloitrin. Halocohols. Plural of halocohol. Halodai. Any halogenated derivative of an aldehyde. Halodaides. Plural of halodai. Haloliphatic. Any halogen derivative of an aliphatic compound, especially an aliphatic halide. Haloliphatics. Plural of haloliphatic. Halocali. Alkaline and rich in salts. Halocalophile. Any halocalophilic organism. Halocalophiles. Plural of halocalophile. Halocalophila. Adapted to saline and alkaline conditions. Halocane. Any alkane in which one or more hydrogen atoms has been replaced by that of a halogen. Halocanes. Plural of halocane. Halocanoic. Describing any halo derivative of an aliphatic carboxylic acid. Halokene. Any halogen substituted alkene. Halokenes. Plural of halokene. Halocanyl. Any halogen substituted alkenyl radical. Halocanyls. Plural of halocanyl. Halocoxy. Any halogenated alkoxy group. Halocoxys. Plural of halocoxy. Halokyle. Any alkyl radical having one or more hydrogen atoms replaced by a halogen atom. Halochelating. Synonym of halochelation. Halochelation. Any reaction that adds the elements of an alkyl halide across a double bond. Halochelations. Plural of halochelation. Halochyles. Plural of halochyl. Halochi. Any halogen substituted alkyne. A halocetylene. Halokines. Plural of halokine. Halomide. Any N-halogen derivative of an amide. Halomides. Plural of halomai. Halomai. Any N-halogen substituted amine. Halomines. Plural of halomine. Halonhydride. Any halogenated anhydride. Halonhydrides. Plural of halonhydri. Halanthracene. Any halogenated derivative of anthracene. Halonthracenes. Plural of halonthracene. Halorchia. Plural of halorchian. Halorchial. Relating to the halorchia. Halorchian. Any halophile microorganism of the class Halorchia or Halobacteria. Halorchians. Plural of halorchian. Haloran. Any halogenated aran. Halorans. Plural of haloran. Haloaromatic. Any halogen derivative of an aromatic compound, especially an aromatic halide. Haloromatics. Plural of haloaromatic. Haloral. Any halogen substituted aryl radical or group. Halorels, plural of haloryl. Halobacteria, plural of halobacterium. Halobacterial, relating to halobacteria. Halobacterium, any of various extremophiles of genus Halobacterium found in water saturated or nearly saturated with salts. Halobenzene, any halogenated derivative of benzene. Halobenzenes, plural of halobenzene. Halobenzoic, relating to any halogen substituted benzoic acid. Halobenzyl, a halogenated derivative of a benzyl radical. Halobenzyls, plural of halobenzyl. Haloptasol, synonym of uloptasol. Halobe, any mollusk of the family Halobiae. Halobiont, an organism that lives in a salty environment. Halobionts, plural of halobiont. Halobios, life in the oceans, marine life collectively. Halobiotic, that lives in the sea or salt water. Haloboran, any halogen substituted borane. Haloborans, plural of haloborane. Haloboration, any addition reaction in which a halogen and boron are added across a double bond. Haloborations, plural of haloboration. Haloboronic, of or pertaining to a haloboronic acid or its derivatives. Haloboronic acid, any of several halogenated boronic acids that are used as intermediates in the synthesis of many organic compounds. Haloboronic acids, plural of haloboronic acid. Halocapnine, the sulfated amino acid E2-amino 3,4-dihydroxy 17 methyls 2-sulfum thioloctadic 5-enote. Halocarbon, any compound formerly derived from a hydrocarbon by replacing at least one hydrogen atom with a halogen, but especially by replacing all hydrogen atoms with halogen S. Halocarbons, plural of halocarbon. Halochalcogenate, a salt or ester of a variant of a chalcogenate, where one oxygen atom is replaced by a halogen. Halochalcogenates, plural of halochalcogenate. Halochromic, of, pertaining to, or exhibiting halochromism. Halochromism, any change in color resulting from a chemical reaction, especially from a change in pH. Halocin, any of a group of bacteriocins produced by halophilic Ergia. Halocinae, a topical corticosteroid. Halocins, plural of halocin. Halocline, a strong, vertical salinity gradient, the sometimes indistinct border between layers of water that contain different amounts of salts. Haloclines, plural of halocline. Haloxanine, a small blue protein present in bacteria of the genus Natronobacterium that contains a Kupper's copper atom. Haloxanins, plural of halocyanin. Halocyclization, any reaction that involves both cyclization and halogenation. Halocyclizations, plural of halocyclization. Haloseparate, any esterked in the order Halosipida. Halosipridid, any esterked of the order Halosipida. Halosipridids, plural of halosipridid. Halosiprids, plural of halosiprid. Halojuracin, a particular bacteriocin produced by the bacterium Bacillus halojurans. Halojuracin, misspelling of halojuracin. Halo, encircled with a halo. Halomol, Any halogenated derivative of an enol. Halonolate. Any halogenated enolate. Halonolates. Plural of halonolate. Halonols. Plural of halonol. Halonon. Any halogenated enon. Halonons. Plural of halonon. Halonzyme. Any enzyme that is activated by a cofactor. Halonzymes. Plural of halonzyme. Halos. Plural of halo. Halos. Resembling or characteristic of a halo. Halother. Any halogenated ether. Halothers. Plural of halother. Halophyline. Any halogenated derivative of ethylene. Halophyllenes. Plural of halophyline. Halophantrine. A particular antimalarial agent that is a derivative of a halogenated phenanthrene. Halophenate. A particular antilipidemic and uricosuric drug. Halofnazi. Misspelling of halofnazi. Halofnazi. A diacylhydrazine insecticide. Halofinding. The use of computation to identify halos in clusters of galaxies or other crowded regions. Halofluorination. The addition of fluorine and another halogen to a molecule. Haloform. A trihalomethane with all halogens same CHX3. Haloform reaction. The reaction of a halogen with a methylketon to form a haloform. Haloform reactions. Plural of haloform reaction. Haloforms. Plural of haloform. Halofugidone. Misspelling of halofuginon. Halofuginon. A coccidiostase used in veterinary medicine, a synthetic halogenated derivative of febrifugen. Halofurin. Any halogen derivative of a furin. Halofurins. Plural of halofurin. Halogen. Any element of group 17 fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, and tennessine. Halogen lamp. An incandescent lamp containing a small quantity of halogen, usually bromine, to reduce deposition on glass. Halogen lamps. Plural of halogen lamp. Halogen oven. A glass bowl countertop oven heated by a halogen lamp. Halogen ovens. Plural of halogen oven. Halogen stove. A hob that is heated with far infrared radiation. Halogen stoves. Plural of halogen stove. Halogenase. Any enzyme that catalyzes a halogenation reaction. Halogenases. Plural of halogenase. Halogenate. To treat with or react with a halogen or a hydrohalic acid. Halogenated. Simple past and past participle of halogenate. Halogenates. Third person singular simple present indicative of halogenate. Halogenating. Present participle and gerund of halogenate. Halogenation. The reaction of a halogen with something, especially the replacement of a hydrogen atom of an organic compound with a halogen 1. Halogenations. Plural of halogenation. Halogenesis. The deposition of salt. Halogenic. Relating to, characteristic of, or containing a halogen. Halogenide. Synonym of halide. Halogenides. Plural of halogenide. Halogenite. An oxyane containing a halogen in the +3 oxidation state. Halogenites. Plural of halogenite. Halogenobenzyl. Any halogen derivative of a benzylic radical. Halogenoderma, a skin eruption resulting from exposure to halogen-containing drugs or substances. Halogenodermas, plural of halogenoderma. Halogenohydrocarbon, a hydrocarbon molecule with a halogen atom attached. Halogenous, of a compound containing a halogen as part of the molecule. Halogens, plural of halogen. Halogene, any plant of the genus Halogene in the family Amaranthaceae. Halogenes, plural of halogene. Halogy, another name for logy. Halography, the description of salts. Halolydric, pertaining to the acids formed from hydrogen and a halogen. Halohydrin, any of a class of organic compound having a hydroxyl functional group and a halogen on neighboring carbon atoms. Halohydrins, plural of halohydrin. Halohydrocarbon, synonym of halocarbon. Halohydrocarbons, plural of halohydrocarbon. Halohydroxylation, any addition reaction in which hydroxyl and halide residues are added across a double bond or triple bond. Halohydroxylations, plural of halohydroxylation. Hale, resembling salt, said of certain binary compounds consisting of a metal united to a negative element or radical, and now chiefly applied to the chlorides, bromides, iodides, and sometimes the fluorides and cyanides. Halides, plural of haloi. Halami, any halogen substituted ami. Halamides, plural of halami. Haloing, present participle and gerund of halo. Haloctone, any halogenated ketone. Haloctones, plural of haloctone. Halokinesis, synonym of salt tectonics. Halokinetic, relating to halokinesis. Halokinetically, in a halokinetic manner. Halolactone, any halogenated lactone. Halolactones, plural of halolactone. Halolus, without a halo. Halolite, resembling or characteristic of a halo. Halolysine, any of a group of halophilic proteinases. Halolysins, plural of halolysine. Halomancy, divination by use of salt. Halum phthalate, any metallate containing a halogen as a ligand. Halum phthalates, plural of halum phthalate. Halumtasone, a corticosteroid. Halometer, an instrument for measuring the forms and angles of salts and crystals. Halometers, plural of halometer. Halomethane, any compound consisting of a methane molecule with one or more of the hydrogen atoms replaced by halogen atoms. Halomthanes, plural of halomethane. Halomthasone, misspelling of halomtasone. Halomthal, any halogen substituted methyl radical or group. Halomthylketone, any ketone that has at least one halomthal group. Halomthylketones, plural of halomthylketone. Halomthiols, plural of halomthiol. Halomonad, any protobacterium of the genus Halomonas of typical salt-tolerant bacteria. Halomonads, plural of halomonad. Halomorphe, of soil containing enough salt to affect plant growth. Halomucin, an archaeal protein present in a Haloquadratum species. Halomucins, plural of halomucin. Halon, a hydrocarbon, more precisely halocane, in which one or more hydrogen atoms have been replaced by halogens. Halonaphthalene, any naphthalene with one or more halogen atoms attached. Halonaphthalenes, plural of halonaphthalene. Halonate, having a transparent outer layer. Halones, alternating transparent and opaque white rings which are seen outside the blastoderm on the surface of the developing egg of the hen and other birds. Haloneutrophilic, adapted to saline and neutral conditions. Halonitrile, any compound that has both halide and nitrile groups. Halonitriles, plural of halonitrile. Halonitroalkane, any alkane that has both halide and nitro groups. Halonitroalkanes, plural of halonitroalkane. Halonium, any cation of the form R2X+, in which X is a positively charged halogen. Halonium AN, any cation of the general formula R2X+, where X is any halogen. Halonium ANs, plural of halonium aon. Haloniums, plural of halonium. Halons, plural of halon. Halonuclei, plural of halonucleus. Halonucleus, alternative spelling of halonucleus. Halu, dated form of halu. Halud, simple past and past participle of halu. Haluing, present participle and gerund of halu. Halorganic, an organic compound containing at least one halogen atom, for example bromine, chlorine, iodine. Halose, third person singular simple present indicative of halu. Halopamide, an antipsychotic drug. Haloperidol, a synthetic antidepressant drug used chiefly in the treatment of psychotic conditions. Haloperidols, plural of haloperidol. Haloperoxidase, any of a class of enzymes that oxidize organic halogen compounds. They are hemoproteins or similar. Haloperoxidases, plural of haloperoxidase. Halophage, any phage associated with halobacterium. Halophages, plural of halophage. Halophenol, any halogen derivative of a phenol. Halophenols, plural of halophenol. Halophenyl, a halogenated derivative of a phenyl radical. Halophenyls, plural of halophenyl. Halophil, Halobacterium. Halophila, any seagrass of the genus Halophila. Halophilas, plural of Halophila. Halophile, an organism that lives and thrives in an environment of high salinity, often requiring such an environment. A form of extremophile. Halophiles, plural of halophile. Halophilia, the property of an organism thriving in a saline environment. Halophilic, of or relating to a halophile, living and thriving in an environment of high salinity. Halophilicity, the condition of being halophilic. Halophilism, the requirement of some microorganisms halophiles for a high salt content. Halophilus, thriving in a highly saline environment. Halophils, plural of halophil. Halophily, the ability to live and thrive in an environment of high salinity. Halophobe, any halophobic organism. Halophobes, plural of halophobe. Halophobic, incapable of thriving in a highly saline environment. Halophosphate, Any phosphate mineral that also contains halide ions. Halophosphates. Plural of halophosphate. Halophosphine. Any halogen-substituted phosphine. Halophosphines. Plural of halophosphine. Halophilic. Misspelling of halophytic. Halophyte. Any plant that tolerates an environment having a high salt content. Halophytes. Plural of halophyte. Halophytic. Growing well under salty conditions. Halopriming. The treatment of seed with salt in order to improve germination and decrease saline intolerance. Haloprogesterone. A therapeutic progestin. Haloprogen. An antifungal drug, no longer widely used because of its many side effects. Halopropane. 3-bromo-1122-tetrafluoropropane, a halocarbon drug investigated as an inhalational anesthetic, but never marketed. Halopyrazine. Any halogenated derivative of pyrazine. Halopyrazines. Plural of halopyrazine. Haloquinoline. Any halogenated derivative of a quinoline. Haloquinolines. Plural of haloquinoline. Haloragaceous. Of or relating to the haloragaceae. Haloragidaceous. Of or relating to the haloragidaceae. Halorespiration. Anaerobic respiration by means of organohalogen compounds. Halorespirer. An organism that employs halorespiration. Halorespirers. Plural of halorespirer. Halorhodopsin. A light-driven AN pump specific to chloride ions found in phylogenetically aged archaea known as Halobacteria. Halorhodopsins. Plural of halorhodopsin. Haloritid. Any ammonite in the family Haloritidae. Haloritids. Plural of haloritid. Halo. Plural of halo. Halos. Plural of halo. Halozoline. A piperidine alkaloid isolated from saxols of the genus Haloxylon. Halosaur. A fish of any of the species in the family Halosauridae, deep sea eel-like fish. Halosaurid. Any fish in the family Halosauridae. Halosaurids. Plural of halosaurid. Halosaurs. Plural of halosaur. Haloscope. An instrument for exhibition or illustration of the phenomena of halos, parhelia, and the like. Haloscopes. Plural of haloscope. Halosilane. Any halogen-substituted silane. Halosilanes. Plural of halosilane. Halosphaeriaceous. Of or relating to the Halosphaeriaceae. Halostability. The condition of being halostable. Halostable. Stable in a saline environment. Halosteric. Pertaining to changes in salinity of seawater. Halosugar. Any compound in which one or more hydroxyl groups of a sugar have been replaced by atoms of halide. Halosugars. Plural of halosugar. Halosulfides. Any anion of general formula SO2X- or any salt containing such an anion. Halosulfites. Plural of halosulfite. Halosulfurin. The herbicide methyl-3-chloro-5,4,6-dimethoxy-2-pyrimidinylcarbamoyl 1-methylpyrazole 4-carboxylate. Halosulfurin methyl. a sulfonylurea post-emergence herbicide used to control some annual and perennial broad-leaved weeds and sedges in a range of crops, established landscape woody ornamentals, and turfgrass. Haloptonic, relating to haloptonics. Haloptonics, synonym of salt tectonics. Halothane, the halogenated hydrocarbon 2-bromo-2-chloro-1,1,1-trifluorothane that is used as an inhalational general anesthetic. Halothanes, plural of halothane. Halotherapy, therapy such as hydrotherapy, which makes use of salt or salt water. Halotolerance, the quality or degree of being halotolerant. Halotolerances, plural of halotolerance. Halotolerant, able to tolerate a high concentration of salt in its environment. Halotolerance, plural of halotolerant. Halotrichite, a monoclinic sphenoidal mineral containing aluminum, hydrogen, iron, oxygen, and sulfur. Halotropic, relating to halotropism. Halotropism, movement of a plant towards or more often away from a saline environment. Halotype, misspelling of haplotype. Halome, alternative form of halome. Halamus, plural of halame. Halous acids, plural of halous acid. Haloviral, relating to a halovirus. Halovirus, any virus that infects a halobacterium. Haloviruses, plural of halovirus. Halixazolam, a particular kind of benzodiazepine derivative drug. Haloxin, an anthelminthic drug. Halixephop, a particular herbicide. Halixaline, an explosive compound of sawdust, charcoal, niter, and potassium ferrocyanide, formerly used as a substitute for gunpowder. Halazone, the derivative of benzoic acid 4-dechloroaminosulfonyl benzoic acid that is used to disinfect drinking water. Halp, alternative spelling of help. Halpase, a halpas a deus. Halpases, plural of halpase. Halped, simple past and past participle of halp. Halpins, obsolete form of halfpence. Halpins, obsolete form of halfpence. Halper, a surname. Halperin, a surname. Halperins, plural of halperin. Halvern, a surname from Hebrew. Halberns, plural of halpern. Halbers, plural of halber. Halbert, a Jewish surname. Halpin, a surname. Halping, present participle and gerund of halp. Halpins, plural of halpin. Halps, third person singular simple present indicative of halp. Halcymium, alternative form of halcomum. Halconal, a particular antimicrobial agent. Al, plural of HAL. House, plural of Hal. Househall, a village and civil parish in West Lancashire District, Lancashire, England. OS Grid Ref SD 3000. 610. Hausway, a surname from German. Haus, a small village in Greatworth and House Parish, West Northamptonshire District, Northamptonshire, previously in South Northamptonshire District. OS Grid Ref SB 5640. House, simple past and past participle of house. Househall, a surname. Househells, plural of househall. Houseman, a surname. Halsen, to predict, promise. Halsened, simple past and past participle of halsen. Halsenes, plural of halseny. Halsening, present participle and gerund of halsen. Halseny, alternative form of halsen. Hauser, alternative form of hauser. Hausers, plural of hauser. Houses, plural of house. Housey, a habitational surname from Old English. Haltham, a village and civil parish of the East Riding of Yorkshire. Housing, present participle and gerund of house. Hawthorne, a surname originating as a patronymic. Halstead, a town and civil parish with a town council in Braintree District, Essex, England. OS Grid Ref TL 8130. Halsteads, plural of Halstead. Halstead, a surname. Halsteads, plural of Halstead. Halster, one who draws a barge alongside a river using a rope. Halsters, plural of Halster. Halskeraptorine, any extinct dinosaur of the subfamily Halskeraptorinae. Acronym of hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. To waver. Haltable, capable of being halted, stoppable. Halte, simple past and past participle of halt. Halteman, a surname. Haltemans, plural of Halteman. Halton Price, an area in the East Riding of Yorkshire, England. Halter, a bitless headpiece of rope or straps placed on the head of animals such as cattle or horses to lead or tie them. Halternack, alternative form of halternack. Halternacks, plural of halternack. Halter top, a style of sleeveless top with a single strap around the back of the neck. A halternack. Halter tops, plural of halter top. Halter up, to halter something. Halter sack, someone fit to be hanged. A ye scoundrel. Halter sacks, plural of halter sack. Halter top, alternative spelling of halter top. Halter tops, plural of halter top. Halter bray, to get an animal used to wearing and being handled in a halter. Halter breaking, present participle and gerund of halter break. Halter breaks, third person singular simple present indicative of halter break. Halter broke, simple past of halter break. Halter broken, past participle of halter break. Halter, a small knot structure in some two-winged insects, one of a pair that are flapped rapidly and function as accelerometers to maintain stability in flight. Halter, simple past and past participle of halter. Haltered up, simple past and past participle of halter up. Halters, plural of halter. Halteye, any silly of the halteye. Halteye, plural of halteye. Haltering, present participle and gerund of halter. Haltering up, present participle and gerund of halter up. Halterini, a swimsuit consisting of a halter top and a bikini bottom. Halterinas, plural of halterini. Halterkini, a swimsuit consisting of a halter top and a bikini bottom. Halterkinas, plural of halterkini. Halterless, without a halter. Halterman, A surname. Haltermans, plural of halterman. Halterneck, a single strap or material which runs from the front of the garment around the back of the wearer's neck, leaving most of the back uncovered, often used in swimsuits and women's dresses. Haltermecks, plural of halterneck. Halterback, bridleway. Halterpaths, plural of halterpath. Halters, plural of halter. Halters up, third person singular simple present indicative of halter up. Halter top, alternative, especially attributive, form of halter top halterneck garment, or the distinctive strap of such a garment. Halter tops, plural of halter top. Haltis, second person singular simple present indicative of halt. Halta, third person singular simple present indicative of halt. Haltocene, any hemipteran of the tribe Haltocini. Haltocenes, plural of haltocene. Halting, prone to pauses or breaks, hesitant. Broken. Halting problem. The problem of deciding in finite time whether a given program will finish running in finite time when given a certain finite input. Halting problems. Plural of halting problem. Halting site. A council-sponsored campsite for members of the traveling community. Halting sites. Plural of halting site. Haltingly. In a halting or limping manner, full of pauses or hesitation. Haltingness. The state or condition of being halting, lack of rhythmic flow, jerkiness. Haltings. Plural of halting. Haltuwanger. A surname from German. Haltuwangers. Plural of Haltuwanger. Haltkeeper. A person in charge of a halt, a small railroad station. Haltkeepers. Plural of haltkeeper. Haltless. Without halting or pausing, ceaseless, continual. Haltless personality disorder. A ICD-10 personality disorder characterized by a pervasive pattern of selfish, irresponsible, and hedonistic behavior. Haltom. A surname. Haltom City. A city in the U.S. state of Texas located in Tarrant County. Haltoms. Plural of Haltom. Halton. A place name. Halton Fensai. A settlement in Halton Holgate Parish, East Lindsey District, Lincolnshire, England. OS Grid Ref TF 4263. Halton Hills. A town in the regional municipality of Halton, Ontario, Canada. Halton Holgate. A village and civil parish served by Halton Holgate and Halton Fenside Parish Council in East Lindsey District, Lincolnshire, England. OS Grid Ref FTF 4165. Halton Lee Gate. A village in Hartleburn Parish, southwest Northumberland, England. OS Grid Ref FNY 6558. Halton Withauten. A civil parish in City of Lancaster District, Lancashire, England. Haltons. Plural of Halton. Halts. Plural of halt. Halterer. Alternative form of cultura. Halteras. Plural of haltera. Haltwhistle. A small town and civil parish in Northumberland, England. OS Grid Ref NY 7064. Haloka. Alternative form of halakha. Halakha. An organized collection and distribution of charity funds for Jewish residents of the land of Israel. Halakha. Alternative form of halakha. Haller. Alternative form of wallenge. Halogist. A soft worker. Halogists. Plural of halogists. Halogite, a monoclinic prismatic white mineral containing boron, hydrogen, magnesium, and oxygen. Halurgy, the act or practice of working with salts. Halushki, alternative form of halusky. Halushki, alternative form of halusky. Haluska, a surname. Haluskas, plural of haluska. Halusky, a traditional variety of thick, soft noodles or dumplings found in many Central and Eastern European cuisines. Halusky, alternative form of halusky. Halushki, alternative form of halusky. Halutz, a pioneer, especially one of the early Jewish immigrants to Palestine. Halutza, a female halutz. Halutza, alternative form of halutza. Halutzum, plural of halutz. Halutzeh, the pioneering work of the halutzum. Halutzeh, alternative form of halutziyat. Haluza, a surname. Ava, a confection usually made from crushed sesame seeds and honey. It is a traditional dessert in South Asia, the Mediterranean, and the Middle East. Hadapal, capable of being had. Ava, alternative spelling of hava. Avas, plural of hava. Havans, an impure or dirty are. Havarine, a form of reduced fat margarine from Holland. Havarines, plural of havarine. Havas, plural of hava. Havation, the action or the result of the production of a half-life. Havations, plural of havation. Of, to reduce to half the original amount. Of, a darts game in which competitors try to hit certain targets on a dartboard and lose half of their accumulated score if they fail to do so. Havable, alternative form of havable. Had, simple past and past participle of have. Haver, a fisherman who places a net to catch fish in the retreating tide. Havergate, a village and civil parish in Broadland District, Norfolk, England. OS Grid Ref TG 4207. Havers, plural of haver. Haverson, a surname. Haversons, plural of Haverson. Havs, plural of half. Havases, alternative form of halfsies. Havda, third person singular simple present indicative of have. Have, a surname from Irish. Haves, plural of have. Have, present participle and gerund of have. Havings, plural of having. Havorson, a surname. Havorsons, plural of Havorson. Hawa, alternative spelling of hava. Hawa, alternative spelling of hava. Hawas, plural of hawa. Hawai, a person who makes hava. Hawas, plural of hawa. Hawa, a village and civil parish in Torridge District, Devon, England. OS Grid Ref SX 4299. Halyard, a rope used to raise or lower a sail, flag, spar, or yard. Halyards, plural of halyard. Halid, a city, the administrative center of Halych Urban Hamada, Ivano-Frankivsk Grain, Ivano-Frankivsk Oblast, Ukraine, first mentioned in c. 290. Halachina, Galicia, a region between Poland and Ukraine. Halcyon, misspelling of Halcyon. Howikwemai, a Native American tribe who lived along the Colorado River in the lower Colorado River Valley between the 16th and 19th centuries and spoke an extinct variant of the Kakapa language. Helena, a female given name from Ancient Greek. Halicin, a particular disintegrin. Halicid, any member of the family Halicididae of Cnidarians. Halicidids, plural of halicidid. Haluarkfo, in Old English law, tenants who held land by the service of repairing or defending a church or monument, whereby they were exempted from feudal and military services. Halcyon, a buccopharyngeal infection occurring in Lebanon, probably caused by the larvae of Linguatulus aurata. Initialism of His Apostolic Majesty, the title given to a number of historical kings of Hungary. A surname. Ham and beef shop, a delicatessen. Ham and beef shops, plural of ham and beef shop. Ham and eggs, a dish of ham served with fried or scrambled eggs. Ham and Stone, a civil parish in Stroud District, Gloucestershire, England, which includes the named places. Han Chin Peng, a traditional Chinese snack with a hollow center and a shell of fried dough and sesame seeds. Ham email, email that is wanted by the recipient and is not considered spam. Ham green, a number of places in England. Ham hands, big, clumsy hands. Kim hak, the cut of meat at the joint between the leg and foot of a hog. Kim hawks, plural of ham hawk. Hemeta, to deliberately exaggerate one's emotions or movements, or to overact or act hamly. Ham planet, alternative form of hamplanet. Ham planets, plural of ham planet. Ham radio, the heavy Venetia radio communication. Ham salad, an Anglo-American salad of ham mixed with chopped vegetables or relishes, bound together with mayonnaise, salad cream, or similar dressing. Ham salads, plural of ham salad. Ham sandwich, a sandwich made with ham. Ham sandwich theorem, a theorem stating that, given n-measurable objects in n-dimensional Euclidean space, it is possible to divide all of them in half with respect to their measure, i.e. volume, with a single n-1-dimensional hyperplane. Ham sandwiches, plural of ham sandwich. Han shank, him hawk. Ham shanks, plural of ham shank. Ham steak, a thick slice of ham for cooking. Ham steaks, plural of ham steak. Ham Street, a hamlet in Baltonsborough Parish, Mendip District, Somerset, England. OS Grid Ref SD 5534. Ham up, to make something more cliched or more cheesy. Han and dagger, a worthless or undesirable person. Han and daggers, plural of ham and dagger. Ham-fisted, lacking skill in physical movement with the hands, clumsy. Ham-fistedly, in a ham-fisted mare. Odd-handed, clumsy, heavy, or inept, not delicate, light, or gentle. Ham-handedly, in a ham-handed manner, clumsily or heavily. Ham-handedness, the state or condition of being ham-handed. Ham sandwich, alternative spelling of ham sandwich, sandwich made with ham. Ham sandwiches, plural of ham sandwich. Azidiansia. Hamabulactum. Any of a group of substituted furanons such as 2s-4,1 etodeca 1,11-denyl-2-methyl-2-H furan 5,1 that inhibit hemolysis. Hamacher. A surname. Hamagers. Plural of Hamacher. Hamachi. Japanese amberjack. Pacific yellowtail Seriella quinquiridiata. Hamocratic. Forming a harmonious whole from independent parts, as in a federation or commonwealth. A male given name from Arabic. Hamada. A surname from Japanese. Aden. A city in Iran. The seat of Hamadan County's Central District and the capital of Hamadan Province. Hadan. Alternative form of Hamadan. Habitarin. A protein in the saliva of the mosquito. Hamades. Plural of Hamada. Abe. A bar that does not touch the edges of the shield, especially if borne as part of a set of 3 which may be of equal length, or have the top bar longer than the bottom one, and may have straight edges, or slanted edges with a base shorter than the top. Hameds. Plural of Hame. Howda. A wood nymph who was physically a part of her tree. She would die if her tree were felled. Hamadreds. Plural of Hamadryad. Hadiade. Of or relating to the Hamadryads. Hamadryads. Plural of Hamadryad. Hamadryas. A large baboon Papio hamadryas from northern Africa and Arabia that was sacred in ancient Egypt. Hamadryas baboon. Synonym of Hamadryas. Hamadryas baboons. Plural of Hamadryas baboon. Hamadraces. Plural of Hamadryas. Hamagachi. A surname from Japanese. Hamakawa. A surname from Japanese. Hamager. A surname. Hamagers. Plural of Hamager. Hamako. A female given name from Japanese. Hell. An orange giant and the brightest star in the constellation Aries, Alpha Alpha Arides. Hamalion. A surname from Armenian. Hamalions. Plural of Hamalion. Halals. Plural of Hamel. Alternative form of hammam bathhouse. Hamamatsu. A city in Shizuoka Prefecture, Japan. Hamimlid. Any member of a grouping Hamimlididae used in analyses of flowering plant phylogeny toward the end of the 20th century. It included a number of dicot families that have since been shown to be parts of other groups. Hamimlidaceous. Of or relating to the Hamimlidaceae. Hamimlidid. Alternative form of hamimlid. Hamimlidids. Plural of hamimlidid. Hamimlids. Plural of hamimlid. Hamimlies. Any of the flowering plant genus Hamimlies, the witch hazels. Hamimlies. Plural of Hamimlies. Hamimlithinin. A tannin present in the witch hazel Hamimlies virginiana. Hamimlose. The monosaccharide 2-C-hydroxymethyl D-ribose. Hamamoto. A surname from Japanese. Hamamotos. Plural of Hamamoto. Halaus. Plural of Hamam. Hamamura. A surname from Japanese. A surname. Hanana. Verbally expressing speechlessness. Hamani. A surname. A surname. Hammonds. Plural of Hammon. Hammonds. Plural of Hammon. Hyman's hash. Singular of Hamantashen. Hamantashen. Traditional Ashkenazi three-cornered cookies eaten during the Jewish holiday of Purim. The filling may be made from variously from poppy seeds, prunes, nuts, dates, apricots, fruit preserves, chocolate, caramel, or cheese. Hamantash. Singular of Hamantashen. Hamantashen. Alternative spelling of Hamantashen. Hauer. A town with Bystedes and municipality of Inlandet, Norway, formerly part of the county of Hedmark. Hammere. Zo 4b, a hot Jupiter exoplanet, approximately 956 light-years away from Earth in the constellation of Lynx. Hauers. Plural of hammer. Hamarthritis. Generalized arthritis, affecting all the joints. Hamartia, the tragic flaw of the protagonist in a literary tragedy. Hamartiological, of or relating to hamartiology. Hamartiology, the part of theology dealing with the nature and effects of sin. Hamartias, plural of hamartia. Heimartin, a peripheral membrane protein encoded in humans by the TSC1 gene and implicated as a tumor suppressor. Hamartiological, relating to hamartiology. Hamartiologically, in terms of hamartiology. Hamartiologist, one who studies hamartiology. Hamartiologists, plural of hamartiologists. Hamartiology, the theology or study of sin. Hamartochondroma, a chondroma having characteristics of a hamartoma. Hamartology, alternative form of hamartiology. Hamartoma, a benign mass of disorganized tissue. Hamartomas, plural of hamartoma. Hamartomata, plural of hamartoma. Hamartomatosis, the presence of hamartomas. Hamartomatus, of or relating to a hamartoma. Hamartomus, relating to hamartomas. Hamartus, growing in a disorganized fashion. Hamas, alternative form of Hamas. Hamas, a militant Palestinist and Sunni Muslim movement that presses for an independent Palestinian Islamic State and the Palestinian right of return. Hamasaki, a surname from Japanese. Hamasian, a surname from Armenian. Hamasien, a historical province of Eritrea. Hamasdek, a Hamas member or supporter. Hamasdeks, plural of Hamasnek. Hamasien, alternative spelling of Hamasien. Hamastan, the Hamas administration of Gaza. Hobbit, hooked at the end. Hamid bone, one of the 8 bones of the wrist carpals. Hamid bones, plural of hamid bone. Hamided, hooked or with hooks. Hamets, plural of hamate. Hamathesia, plural of hamathesium. Hamathesial, relating to the hamathesium. Hamathesium, a hypha developing between asci of the hymenium. Hamathite, a descendant of Canaan, according to Genesis 10:18 and 1 Chronicles 1:16, inhabiting the kingdom of Hamath, located in what is now western Syria and northern Lebanon. Hamathites, plural of Hamathite. Hamatia, alternative spelling of Hamartia. Hamatias, plural of Hamatia. Hamatoxylin, misspelling of hematoxylin. Hapatza, a member of a Kawakwa secret society that performs dances. Haratsas, plural of Hamatza. Hamadam, the Hamid bone. Hamal, alternative form of Hamel border. Hamals, plural of Hamal. Hamawi, of or pertaining to Hama. Hamawas, plural of Hamawi. Hamazaki, a surname from Japanese. Hambantota, a town, the provincial capital of southern province, Sri Lanka. Hambardzamian, a surname from Armenian. Hambardzamiens, plural of Hambardzamian. Hobbyists, an obese person. Hobbyists, plural of hambeasts. Hamburger, deliberate misspelling of hamburger. Hamburgers, plural of hamburger. Hamburg, a surname. Hamburgite, an orthorhombic dipyramidal mineral containing beryllium, boron, hydrogen, and oxygen. Havel, a river in Hampshire, England. Hamble Rice, a village and civil parish in Eastleigh Borough, Hampshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 4806. Hamble, simple past and past participle of Hamble. Hambledon, a village and civil parish in Buckinghamshire, England, previously in Wycombe District. OS Grid Ref SU 7886. Hambledon, a village and civil parish in Winchester District, Hampshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 6414. Hamblin, a surname. Hamblin County, one of 95 counties in Tennessee, United States. County seat, Morristown. Hamblins, plural of Hamblin. Habbles, third person singular simple present, indicative of Hamble. Hambleton, a place in England. Hambletons, plural of Hambleton. Hablet, a surname. Hamblets, plural of Hamlet. Hambly, a surname. Hamblies, plural of Hambly. Hablin, a surname. Habling, a surname. Hamblings, plural of Hambling. Hably, a surname. Hablis, plural of Hambly. Habo, a Swedish folk dance in 3/4 time. Habon, the bone at the center of a ham. Halbid, simple past and past participle of hambone. Hambones, plural of hambone. Humpening, present participle and gerund of hambone. Hambos, plural of hambo. Habri, a surname. Habricks, plural of hambrick. Habridi, a village in Hambridge and Westport Parish, South Somerset District, Somerset, England. OS Grid Ref SD 3921. Hambridge and Westport, a civil parish in South Somerset District, Somerset, England, which includes these two villages. Hambridges, plural of Hambridge. Habri, a surname. Hambrites, plural of Hambri. Hambruline, a three-stranded tarred hemp cord. Hambrulians, plural of Hambruline. Hambrew, a small village in Winterbourne Parish, South Gloucestershire, Gloucestershire, England. OS Grid Ref SD 6478. Hamburg, the second largest city in and a state of Germany. Hamburg blue, synonym of Prussian blue. Hamburg chicken, a chicken of a small to medium-sized breed that originated in Germany. and Holland prior to 1700. Hamburg chickens. Plural of Hamburg chicken. Hamburg edging. A kind of embroidered work done by machinery on cambric or muslin and used for trimming. Hamburg edgings. Plural of Hamburg edging. Hamburg lake. A purplish crimson pigment resembling cochineal. Hamburg parsley. Synonym of root parsley. Hamburg parsleys. Plural of Hamburg parsley. Hamburg steak. Hamburger patty. Hamburg steaks. Plural of Hamburg steak. Hamburg steak. Alternative form of Hamburg steak. Hamburg steaks. Plural of Hamburg steak. Hamburger. A hot sandwich consisting of a patty of cooked ground beef or a meat substitute in a sliced bun, usually also containing salad vegetables, condiments, or both. Hamburger button. A button displaying the hamburger icon, 3 parallel horizontal lines, identical, used to activate a drop-down menu. Hamburger buttons. Plural of hamburger button. Hamburger icon. A symbol consisting of 3 parallel horizontal lines, i.e. the triple bar identical, used to indicate a drop-down menu. Hamburger icons. Plural of hamburger icon. Hamburger menu. A drop-down menu whose presence is indicated by a hamburger icon, i.e. the triple bar identical. Hamburger menus. Plural of hamburger menu. Hamburger sauce. Synonym of burger sauce. Hamburger sauces. Plural of hamburger sauce. Hamburger steak. Alternative lettercase form of hamburger steak. Hamburger steaks. Plural of hamburger steak. Hamburgered. Simple past and past participle of hamburger. Hamburgeria. Alternative form of hamburgery. Hamburgerias. Plural of hamburgeria. Hamburgeries. Plural of hamburgery. Hamburgering. Present participle and gerund of hamburger. Hamburgerless. Without hamburgers. Hamburger-like. Resembling or characteristic of a hamburger. Hamburgerologist. A person skilled at making or eating hamburgers. Hamburgerologists. Plural of hamburgerologists. Hamburgerology. A course of study introduced by McDonald's to train people to work in its fast food restaurants. Hamburgers. Plural of hamburger. Hamburgery. Resembling or characteristic of a hamburger. Hamburg. Alternative form of Hamburg, kind of chicken. Hamburg chicken. Alternative form of Hamburg chicken. Hamburg chickens. Plural of Hamburg chicken. Hamburger. Dated spelling of hamburger. Hamburgers. Plural of hamburger. Hamburgs. Plural of hamburg. Hamburgs. Plural of hamburg. A surname. Habis. Plural of habby. Huff. Initialism of Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Hadzirga. A village and commune of Tulcea County, Romania. Abden. A surname. Hamdanid. Relating to the Hamdanids. Hamdanids. Plural of Hamdanid. Hamdans. Plural of Hamden. Hamden. A number of places in the United States. Hamdens. Plural of Hamden. Hamdai. Any of various snack foods combining a hamburger and a hot dog. Hamdogs. Plural of hamdar. A historical region of Finland. a covering, skin, membrane. Hamstring, a leather strap or thong used to hold a horse's hame together. Hamstrings, plural of hamstring. Hamd, a surname. Hamden, alternative form of Hamadan. Hamden, alternative form of Hamadan. Hans, plural of Hamd. Hamid, a surname. Hamids, plural of Hamid. Hämeenkyrö, a municipality of Pirkanmaa, Finland. Hämeenlinna, a city and municipality of Tavastja proper in southern Finland. Hamel, a surname. Hameless, not having a hame parts of a horse collar. Haemelia, any plant of the genus Haemelia. Haemelias, plural of Haemelia. Hamelin, a surname from German. Hamelins, plural of Hamelin. Hamels, plural of Hamel. Haemantash, singular of Haemantashen. Haemantashen, alternative spelling of Haemantashen. Haemantash, singular of Haemantashen. Haemantashen, alternative spelling of Haemantashen. Hamer, a surname. Hamerbana, synonym of Hamer language. Hammerka, alternative spelling of Hammerka. Hammercups, plural of Hammercup. Hamerson, a village in Huntingdonshire District, Cambridgeshire, England. OS grid ref TL 145,794. Hamertons, plural of Hamerton. Hamas, a surname. Hamas, the jargon of ham radio enthusiasts. Hamesucken, alternative form of Hamesucken. Hamesuckens, plural of Hamesucken. Hamesutton, alternative spelling of Hamesucken. Hamesucken, an assault on a person in his own home, having broken in for that purpose. Hamesuckens, plural of Hamesucken. Hamats, alternative spelling of Chamats. Hamats, alternative spelling of Chamats. Hama, a black person. Habats, plural of Hamfat. Habiter, a low-grade actor, a ham. Habfutters, plural of Hamfutter. Hampus, an event where amateur radio operators can meet up and trade equipment. Hambusts, plural of Hamfusts. Hambus, to handle crudely. Hambusted, alternative form of ham-fisted. Ham-fistedly, alternative spelling of ham-fistedly. Ham-fistedness, the quality or state of being ham-fisted. Harvesting, present participle and gerund of hampus. Hambusts, third person singular simple present indicative of hampus. Hamjeong, alternative spelling of Hamjeong. Hamjeong, a former province of northeastern Korea under the Joseon dynasty. Han-handed, alternative form of ham-handed. Ham-handedly, alternative spelling of ham-handedly. Ham-handedness, alternative spelling of ham-handedness. Hemlock, alternative form of ham-hock. Hemlocks, plural of ham-hock. Haloi, the provincial capital of South Hamgyong Province, North Korea. the country's second largest city and third largest port. Ami, a prefecture-level city in eastern Xinjiang Autonomous Region, China. Hami melon, a variety of muskmelon from Xinjiang, China, particularly associated with Hami city. Hami melons, plural of Hami melon. Hamid, a male given name from Arabic used by Muslims. Hamidi, a surname. Hamidis, plural of Hamidi. Hamiform. Curved at the extremity. Hamigerin, any of a group of cytotoxic naphthoquinones including 1R3AR9BR7 bromo 6 hydroxy 3A8 dimethyl 1 propan 2 1239B tetrahydrocyclopen naphthalene 4,5-aone. Hamigerins, plural of hamigerin. Hameko, a female given name from Japanese. Hal, synonym of Hami. Hamilcar, a transliteration of the Punic male given name letter 10907, letter 1090C, letter 1090B, letter 1091 letter 10913, letter 1E25MLQRT. Hamilcarian, of or relating to Carthaginian general Hamilcar Barca. Hamilton, a fan of the musical Hamilton. Hamiltons, plural of Hamilton. Al, a surname from Irish. Hamels, plural of Hamel. Hamels, plural of Hamel. Hamilton, a Scottish surname from Old English. Hamilton Branch, a census-designated place in Plumas County, California, United States. Hamilton City, a census-designated place in Glenn County, California, United States. Hamilton County, one of 67 counties in Florida, United States. County seat, Jasper. Hamilton Inlet, a fjord-like inlet of Grosswater Bay on the Labrador coast of the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Hamilton Period, a subdivision of the Devonian period. Hamilton River, former name of the Churchill River, a river in Labrador, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Hamilton Town, former name of Brownstown, a town in St. Anne Parish, Middlesex, Jamaica. Hamilton-Jacobi equation, a mathematical formulation of classical mechanics in which the motion of a particle can be represented as a wave. Hamilton-Jacobi equations, plural of Hamilton-Jacobi equation. Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman equation, a nonlinear partial differential equation that provides necessary and sufficient conditions for optimality of a control with respect to a loss function. Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman equations, plural of Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman equation. Hamilton-Norwood scale, a scale used to classify the stages of male pattern baldness. Hamiltonville, a township in Adams County, Pennsylvania, United States. Hamiltonian, of, attributed to, or inspired by the Irish mathematician, astronomer and physicist William Rowan Hamilton 1805–1865. Hamiltonian cycle, a Hamiltonian path with an additional connection between the first and last vertices visited, forming a cycle. Hamiltonian cycles, plural of Hamiltonian cycle. Hamiltonian graph, a graph for which there is a Hamiltonian cycle. Hamiltonian operator, synonym of Hamiltonian. Hamiltonian operators, plural of Hamiltonian operator. Hamiltonian path, a path through a graph which visits each vertex exactly once. Hamiltonian paths, plural of Hamiltonian path. Hamiltonian spite. Behaviors occurring among conspecifics that have a cost for the actor and a negative impact upon the recipient. Hamiltonianism. Support for the fiscal policies advocated by Alexander Hamilton. Hamiltonianness. The property of being Hamiltonian. Hamiltonians. Plural of Hamiltonian. Hamiltonicity. The property of being Hamiltonian. Hamiltonization. Alternative form of Hamiltonization. Hamiltonism. The economic policy attributed to Alexander Hamilton. Hamiltonization. The process of making a system Hamiltonian. Hamiltons. Plural of Hamilton. Hamiltonsbawn. A village in County Armagh, Northern Ireland. Irish Grid Ref H 9444. Hamiltrash. A fan of the musical Hamilton, the fandom of Hamilton collectively. Hamina. A town and municipality of Kymenlaakso, Finland, on the coast of the Gulf of Finland near the Russian border. Havinda. A female guardian angel in Norse mythology, believed to accompany a person and decide their luck and happiness. Hamingjas. Plural of Hamingja. Hominoid. Any member of the Hominoidae. Hominoids. Plural of Haminoid. Hominoid. Any sea snail of the family Haminoidae. Hominoids. Plural of Haminoid. Hamirpur. A town and district of Shimla Division, Himachal Pradesh, India. Havish. A male given name from Scottish Gaelic, of mostly Scottish usage. Hawiz. A descendant of Ham, son of Noah, a member of the nations or peoples supposedly descended from Ham, i.e. the North African and the Horn African peoples. Hamites. Plural of Hamite. Hamitic. Of or pertaining to the Hamites or to the Hamitic languages. Hamiticist. A linguist who specializes in studying Hamitic languages. Hamiticist. Plural of Hamiticist. Hamiticized. Having partial Hamitic ancestry through interbreeding. Hamido. Of Ham or Hamite. Hamido-Semitic. Afro-Asiatic. Hamitacone. An organism or fossil with a hamitaconic shell or the shell itself. Hamitacones. Plural of hamitacone. Hamitaconic. Having a shell which has two or more straight shafts, like some heteromorph ammonites such as Polyptychosauros. Hauer. A surname from German. Hamlers. Plural of Hamler. Howeth. A protein complex of alpha-lactalbumin and oleic acid that induces apoptosis in tumor cells, but not in healthy cells. Howeth. A William Shakespeare play about the Danish royal family. Howede. Confined to a hamlet. Hamletier. An inhabitant of a hamlet. Hamletiers. Plural of Hamletier. Hamletian. Of or pertaining to William Shakespeare's play Hamlet circa 1600, with themes of treachery, revenge, incest, and moral corruption. Haletic. Undecided, hesitating, uncertain, vacillating. Hamletism. Disastrous indecisiveness. Hamletisms. Plural of Hamletism. Hamlets. Plural of Hamlet. Howeth. A surname. Howlett. Whose population lives in hamlets. Hamlets. Plural of Hamlet. Hamlai. Resembling or characteristic of a ham. How. A surname from Anglo-Norman. Hamlin County. One of 66 counties in South Dakota, United States. County seat, Haiti. Hamling. A surname. Hamlings. Plural of Hamling. Hamlins. Plural of Hamlin. Howlin. A surname. Hamlin's monkey. Cercopithecus hamlini, a rare Old World monkey that inhabits the bamboo and primary rainforest of the Congo. An English topographic surname for someone who lived in an area of flat land near a river, or a habitational name from several places with the same name in southern England. Haddock. A surname. Haddocks, plural of hammock. Hamad. A surname from Arabic. Hamad. Alternative spelling of Hamada. Hamadas, plural of Hamada. Hahat, plural of Hamad. Habadan. In a state of confusion or disorder. Hamager. A surname. Hamagers, plural of Hamaker. Hell. Alternative form of Hamel Porter. Havals, plural of Hamel. A communal bathhouse in Islamic countries and communities. Hamamat, a town in Tunisia, in the northeast of the country. Halavs, plural of Hammam. A surname. Hammond's sign, a crunching, rasping sound synchronous with a heartbeat, heard over the precordium in spontaneous mediastinal emphisema produced by the heart beating against air-filled tissues. Hammond-Rich syndrome, acute interstitial pneumonitis, a rare and severe lung disease. A surname. Hammonds, plural of Hammond. Heller. A surname. Hamarby, Hamarbyif. Hammerite, an orthorhombic dipyramidal reddish steel-gray mineral containing bismuth, copper, lead, and sulfur. Hammers, plural of hammer. Hammarskjöld, a surname in Swedish. Hammarskjöld. A surname from Dutch. Simple past and past participle of ham. Ham up. Simple past and past participle of ham and up. Hamda. Simple past and past participle of ham up. Hedel. A surname. Havals. Plural of Hamel. A surname. Havans. Plural of Hammond. Heller. Someone connected with West Ham Football Club as a fan, player, coach, etc. Hammer and anvil, a tactic involving the use of two primary forces, one to pin down an enemy and the other to encircle him. Hammer and sickle, a depiction of a sickle crossed with a hammer, used as a symbol of communism and the Soviet Union. Hammer and tongs, in a manner indicating seriousness of intent and capability of harm. Hammer away. To continue discussing or trying to solve. Power beam. A short member of a kind of roof truss, a hammer beam truss, so framed as not to have a tie beam at the top of the wall. Each principal has two hammer beams which occupy the situation and to some extent serve the purpose of a tie beam. Hammer beam roof. A roof supported by a kind of roof truss, so framed as not to have a tie beam at the top of the wall. Each principal has two hammer beams which occupy the situation and to some extent serve the purpose of a tie beam. Hammer beam truss. A kind of roof truss, so framed as not to have a tie beam at the top of the wall. Each principal has two hammer beams which occupy the situation and to some extent serve the purpose of a tie beam. Hammer beams, plural of hammer beam. Hammer bench, a young child's toy in which short cylinders can be hammered through holes in a framework. Hammer benches, plural of hammer bench. Hammer blast, a blast beat played as a roll of straight eighth notes with a kick and snare in unison. Hammer blasts, plural of hammer blasts. Hammer blow, a blow with a hammer. Hammer blows, plural of hammer blow. Hammer break, an interrupter in which contact is broken by the movement of an automatically vibrating hammer between a contact piece and an electromagnet, or of a rapidly moving piece mechanically driven. Hammer breaks, plural of hammer break. Hammer dulcimer, alternative form of hammer dulcimer. Hammer dulcimers, plural of hammer dulcimer. Hammer fists, a blow with a clenched fist, usually using the side of the hand or wrist. Hammer fists, plural of hammer fists. Hammer headline, a brief larger headline above a smaller main headline. Hammer headlines, plural of hammer headline. Hammer home, to repeatedly or continually emphasize an opinion or idea until or so that a person or group of people understands it. Hammer out, to come to a difficult agreement or settlement after much arguing and conflict. Hammer pants, loose-fitting trousers inspired by harem pants. Hammer pond, the mill pond of an iron forge, especially in the Weald. Hammer price, the amount of the highest bid at an auction, accepted by the striking of the auctioneer's gavel. Hammer prices, plural of hammer price. Hammer projection, a certain map projection intended to reduce distortion in the regions of the outer meridians, where it is extreme in the monoid projection. Hammer projections, plural of hammer projection. Hammer throw, an athletic throwing event where the object to be thrown is a heavy steel ball attached with wire maximum length 4 ft 1.22 m to a handle. Hammer thrower, an athlete who competes in the hammer throw. Hammer throwers, plural of hammer thrower. Hammer throws, plural of hammer throw. Hammer toe, a deformity of the second, third, or fourth toe causing it to be permanently bent at the first joint, resembling a hammer. Hammer toes, plural of hammer toe. Hammer up, to harm, defeat, or beat up someone. Hammer claw, alternative form of hammer claw. Hammer glots, plural of hammer claw. Hammer rest, having the surface roughly shaped or faced with a stone cutter's hammer, set of building stone. Hammer harden, to cold hammer. Hammer-headed, having a head in the shape of a hammer. Hammer-headed shark. The hammerhead shark. Hammer-on, a stringed instrument playing technique performed especially on guitar by sharply bringing a fretting hand finger down on the fingerboard behind a fret, causing a note to sound. Hammer-ons, plural of hammer-on. Hammerable, capable of being formed or shaped by a hammer. Hammer barn, a store selling goods for home improvement and DIY and household hardware. Hammer barns, plural of hammer barn. Power beam, alternative form of hammer beam. Hammer beams, plural of hammer beam. Hammer blow, alternative form of hammer blow. Hammer blows, plural of hammer blow. Hammer claw, the cloth that covers a coach box. Hammer glots, plural of hammer cloth. Hammered, having been hit with a hammer or hammer-like object. Hammered and sickled, converted or coerced into communism. Hammered away, simple past and past participle. participle of hammer away. Hammer dulcimer. A type of dulcimer whose metal strings are stretched over a trapezoidal sounding bore that has two bridges, one bass and one treble, set on a stand and played with small mallet-like hammers. Hammer dulcimerist. Someone who plays the hammer dulcimer. Hammer dulcimerists. Plural of hammer dulcimerists. Hammer dulcimers. Plural of hammer dulcimer. Hammered home. Simple past and past participle of hammer home. Hammered out. Simple past and past participle of hammer out. Hammered up. Simple past and past participle of hammer up. Hammer. One who hammers. Hammerers. Plural of hammerer. Hammerist. Second person singular simple present indicative of hammer. Hammera. Third person singular simple present indicative of hammer. Hammerfus. A town with Bystedes and municipality of Finnmark, Norway. Haverfish. The hammerhead shark. Hammerfest. Alternative form of hammerfist. Hammerfists. Plural of hammerfists. Hammerhead. The portion of a hammer containing the metal striking face, also including the claw or peen if so equipped. Hammerhead ribozyme. Any of a class of self-cleaving RNAs found in some viroids. Hammerhead ribozymes. Plural of hammerhead ribozyme. Hammerhead shark. Any of the family Zoetidiogeres. Hammerhead sharks. Plural of hammerhead shark. Hammerhead turn. A turnaround maneuver in aerobatics. Hammerhead turns. Plural of hammerhead turn. Hammerheaded. Alternative form of hammerheaded. Hammerheads. Plural of hammerhead. Hammerin. Pronunciation and spelling of hammering. Hammering. Appear yet of in our heritage. Hammering away. Present participle and gerund of hammer away. Hammering home. Present participle and gerund of hammer home. Hammering out. Present participle and gerund of hammer out. Hammering up. Present participle and gerund of hammer up. Hammeringly. So as to hammer with a pounding sound or action. Hammerings. Plural of hammering. Hammerga. A bird from southern Africa, Scopus umbretta, of the family Scopidae and related to the herons. Hammercups. Plural of hammercup. Hamel. A surname. Hamals. Plural of hamel. Hamalus. Without a hammer. Hameli. Resembling or characteristic of a hammer. Hameli. A hold in wrestling in which an opponent's arm is twisted up behind his back, an arm lock. Hammerlocks. Plural of hammerlock. Hammerman. A hammerer, a forgerman. Hammerman. Plural of hammerman. Hammermill. A machine for shredding or crushing aggregate material, consisting of a drum containing a vertical or horizontal rotating shaft or drum on which hammers are mounted. Hammermilled. Simple past and past participle of hammermill. Hammermilling. Present participle and gerund of hammermill. Hammermills. Plural of hammermill. Hammers. Plural of hammer. Hammers and sickles. Plural of hammer and sickle. Hammers away. Third person singular simple present indicative of hammer away. Hammers home. Third person singular simple present indicative of hammer home. Hammers out. Third person singular simple present indicative of hammer out. Hammers up. Third person singular simple present indicative of hammer up. Heimersbach, a municipality in Main-Kinzig-Kreis, northeast of Frankfurt am Main, Hesse, Germany. Hammerscale, a small fragment dislodged from iron during forging. Hammerscales, plural of hammerscale. Hammerschmidt, a surname from German. Hammerschmidts, plural of Hammerschmidt. Hammersley, a surname from Old English. Hammersley Chapman Robinsbound, synonym of Chapman Robinsbound. Hammersley Chapman Robinsbounds, plural of Hammersley Chapman Robinsbound. Hammersleys, plural of Hammersley. Hammersmith, a town in West London, in the borough of Hammersmith and Fulham, Greater London, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 2378. Hammersmith and City, a London Underground line which runs from Hammersmith to Barking via Paddington and King's Cross. Hammersmith and Fulham, a London borough of Greater London, England. Hammersmiths, plural of Hammersmith. Hammerspace, a notional extra-dimensional storage space able to contain objects larger than itself. Hammerstone, a type of stone used to hit or strike in a similar way to a modern-day hammer. Hammerstones, plural of Hammerstone. Hammerstrom, a surname from Swedish. Hammerstroms, plural of Hammerstrom. Hammertoe, a medical condition where a toe is permanently bent down. Hammertoes, plural of Hammertoe. Hammerson, the villages of Green Hammerton and Kirk Hammerton in North Yorkshire, England. Hammertons, plural of Hammerton. Palmerwich, a village and civil parish in Lichfield District, Staffordshire, England. OS Grid Ref SK 0607. Hammerwise, in the manner of a hammer. Hammerwort, Parieteria officinalis, a plant of the nettle family. House, plural of ham. House, a surname. Heimet acidity function, a measure of acidity used for very concentrated solutions of strong acids, including superacids. Hammett acidity functions, plural of Hammett acidity function. Hammetasts, reminiscent of the works of Dashiell Hammett. Hammechan, of or pertaining to Samuel Dashiell Hammett 1894–1961, American author of hard-boiled detective novels and short stories, is screenplay writer and political activist. An alternative form of hamstring injury. Habit, comparative form of hami, more hami. Habas, plural of hami. Habist, superlative form of hami, most hami. Hal, a surname. Hamels, plural of hamel. Hamily, in a hemi manner. Haminess, the state of being hammy. A surname. Hamming code, any of a family of linear Eric-Recting codes that generalize the Hamming 7-4 code invented by Richard Hamming in 1950. Hamming codes, plural of Hamming code. Hamming distance, given two strings of equal length, the number of positions at which the corresponding symbols differ, it therefore indicates the minimum number of substitutions required to change one string into the other. Hamming distances, plural of Hamming distance. Hamming it up, present participle and gerund of ham it up. Hammin up, present participle and gerund of ham up. House, A surname. Hamets, plural of hammet. Hamakrissos, a certain stone with spangles of gold color in it, known to Pliny, perhaps golden mica or yellow mica schist. Out. A surname. Hammock litter, a form of litter consisting of a wide cloth suspended at each end from a pole carried by porters and used as a mode of transport. Hammock netting, a net or later by extension a box or trough for stowing hammocks. Hammock nettings, plural of hammock netting. Hammock litter, alternative form of hammock litter. Hammocks, ensconced in a hammock. Hammocking, the scheduling of a new or unpopular program between two popular ones in the hope that viewers will watch it. Hammockless, without a hammock. Hammock-like, resembling or characteristic of a hammock. Hammocks, plural of hammock. Hammocky, resembling or characteristic of a hammock. How? A surname. Howd, an English surname originating as the patronymic. Hammond organ, a type of electronic organ with a highly distinctive sound. Hammond organs, plural of Hammond organ. Hammonds, a surname. Hammonses, plural of Hammonds. Hallands, a surname. Hammonses, plural of Hammonds. Hallaton, a town in Atlantic County, New Jersey, United States. Hammondtree, a surname. Hammondtrees, plural of Hammondtree. Habbot, a small village and civil parish served by Manston and Hammond Parish Council in North Dorset, England. OS Grid Ref SD 8114. Hamal, a surname from Arabic. Hamouds, plural of Hamoud. Hammurabi, alternative spelling of Hammurabi. Hammurabi, the sixth king of Babylon. Hammurabian, of or relating to Hammurabi, died c. 1750 BC, sixth Amorite king of Babylon, associated with one of the first written codes of law in recorded history. A diminutive of the male given name Hamilton. Hammer, a surname. Hammers, plural of hammer. A surname. Habos, an estuarine stretch of the tidal river Tamar, between its confluence with the river Linher and Plymouth Sound, between Cornwall and Devon, England. Habagowe, a barangay of Bayugan, Agusan del Sur, Philippines. Haun, a wavy line found on steel products that have been hardened differentially, with soft and hard steel sections, where the tempered steel is separated from the softer parts by the hamon. Hammonds, plural of Hammond. Hamontakel, a municipality of Limburg, Belgium. Hamorowan, a barangay of Guyuan, Eastern Samar, Philippines. Habos, having the end hooked or curved. Hamatzi, a brief prayer recited before consuming bread. Taras, Habos. How, a surname. Howden, a surname. Hampden County, one of 14 counties in Massachusetts, United States. County seat, Springfield. Hampton Park, a suburban area in Eastbourne Borough. East Sussex, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 6002. Hampdens, plural of Hampton. A surname from German. Haber, a large basket, usually with a cover, used for the packing and carrying of articles or small animals. Habard, Simple past and past participle of hamper. Hamperer, one who hampers or hinders. Hamperers, plural of hamperer. Hamperer, third person singular simple present indicative of hamper. Hamperful, enough to fill a hamper. Hamperfuls, plural of hamperful. Hampering, present participle and gerund of hamper. Hamperings, plural of hampering. Hamperless, without a hamper basket of food, etc. Hampers, plural of hamper. Hampersel, plural of hamperful. Haps, plural of hamp. Hamplinat, an extremely obese person, especially one prone to entitled behavior and fat logic. Hamplinats, plural of hamplinat. Happel, a village and civil parish in the metropolitan borough of Doncaster, South Yorkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SC 5010. Hampreys, a pig that is a crossbreed between the Hampshire and a landrace. Heths, a river in Staffordshire, England, a tributary of the River Manifold. Hampshire, a place name. Hampshire County, one of 14 counties in Massachusetts, United States. County seat, Northampton. Hampshires, plural of Hampshire. Hampshirite, someone from New Hampshire, USA. Hampshirites, plural of Hampshirite. Hampson, a surname. Hampson Lynn cycle, a cycle employed in the liquefaction of gases, especially for air separation. It is essentially the same as the Siemens cycle, except in the expansion step, where the Siemens cycle has the gas do external work to reduce its temperature. The Hampson-Lynn cycle relies solely on the Joule-Thomson effect, so the cold side needs no moving parts. Hampsons, plural of Hampson. Hampstead, an affluent suburban area in the borough of Camden, London, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 2685. Hampstead Heath, a large park or open space located mainly in the borough of Camden, Greater London, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 2786. Hampstead Norreys, a village and civil parish in West Berkshire District, Berkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 5276. Hampstead Norreys, alternative form of Hampstead Norreys. Hampsteads, plural of Hampstead. Hamster, obsolete form of hamster. Hamsters, plural of hamster. Hampsthwaite, a village and civil parish in North Yorkshire, England, previously in Harrogate Borough. OS Grid Ref SE 2558. Hampton, any of several places in England, derived from Saxon words meaning farm by the bend of a river, including Hampton Bays, a hamlet and census-designated place in Southampton, Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, United States. Hampton County, one of 46 counties in South Carolina, United States. County seat, Hampton. Hampton Court, a former royal palace, now a tourist attraction, in the borough of Richmond upon Thames, Greater London. OS Grid Ref TQ 1568. Hampton Gay, a small village in Hampton Gay and Poyle Parish, Cherwell District, Oxfordshire, England. OS Grid Ref SB 4816. Hampton Gay and Poyle, a civil parish without a council in Cherwell District, Oxfordshire, England, which includes the settlements of Hampton Gay and Hampton Poyle. Hampton Hill, a suburb which forms part of Hampton, in the borough of Richmond upon Thames, Greater London, England. There is no real hill, merely a rise in the ground away from the River Thames. OS Grid Ref TQ 1471. Hampton Hump, alternative form of Hampton's Hump. Hampton Humps, plural of Hampton Hump. Hampton in Arden, a village and civil parish in the metropolitan borough of Solihull, West Midlands, England. OS Grid Ref SB 2081. Hampton Lode, a hamlet on the east bank of the Severn in Quat Malvern Parish, Shropshire, England. OS Grid Ref SO 7486. Hampton Poyle, a small village in Hampton Gay and Poyle Parish, Cherwell District, Oxfordshire, England. OS Grid Ref SB 5015. Hampton Roads, a large natural roadstead in southeastern Virginia, United States, at the confluence of the James River and Chesapeake Bay. Hampton Wick, a suburb and former village in the borough of Richmond upon Thames, Greater London, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 1769. Hampton's Hump, a radiological sign consists Greater London, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 1769. Hampton's Hump, a radiological sign consisting of a shallow wedge-shaped opacity in the periphery of the lung with its base against the pleural surface. It may aid in the diagnosis of pulmonary embolism. Hampton's Humps, plural of Hampton's Hump. Hampton Burr, a town in Orange County, New York, United States. Hamptonian, a pupil of Hampton School, London, England. Hamptonians, plural of Hamptonian. Hamptons, a part of the East End of Long Island, New York. Hamptonshire, Hampshire County in England. Power, abbreviation of heat-assisted magnetic recording. Power, a surname. Powers, plural of hammer. Hebrig, a surname. Hebrig, a surname. Habricks, plural of hamrick. Habron, the hold of a ship. Hamrons, plural of hamron. House, plural of ham. Hams Hall, an industrial area of Lee Marston Parish, North Warwickshire District, Warwickshire, England. OS Grid Ref SB 2092. Hams it up, third person singular simple present indicative of ham it up. Hams up, third person singular simple present indicative of ham up. Havza, the hand of Fatima. Had sandwich, rare spelling of ham sandwich made with ham. Ham sandwiches, plural of ham sandwich. Havsas, plural of hamsa. Habsa, a civil parish and small village in Lewes District, East Sussex, England. OS Grid Ref TQ 4112. Hambackle, to tie an animal by a rope binding the head to one of the forelegs. Hambackled, simple past and past participle of handshackle. Hamjackals, third person singular simple present indicative of handshackle. Hatshackling, present participle and gerund of handshackle. Habeni, alternative form of henshin. Habenis, plural of hansheni. Heather, an unincorporated community in Jefferson County, Texas, United States, probably named after land developer Lovin Hansher. Habde, a communist or a supporter of communism. Hamdix, plural of Hamzik. Hamdalah, a meal of ham with fried rice and fried egg. Hamzen, alternative form of Khamsin. Hamdens, plural of Hamzen. Hamsen, a surname. Hamstall Ridware, a village and civil parish in Lichfield District, Staffordshire, England. OS Grid Ref SK 1019. Hamsteak, alternative form of ham steak. Ham sticks, plural of hamsteak. Hamster, any of various Old World rodent species belonging to the subfamily Christinae. Hamster ball, a clear hollow sphere in which a pet rodent can run around while out of its cage. Hamster balls, plural of hamster ball. Hamster style, a method used by turntablists whereby the configuration of the crossfader is reversed so that the right turntable is on the left end of the crossfader and vice versa. Hamster wheel, a circular cage for a hamster or other small rodent which rotates vertically as the animal runs at its base. Hamster wheel, simple past and past participle of hamster wheel. Hamster wheeling, present participle and gerund of hamster wheel. Hamster wheels, plural of hamster wheel. Hamster wheel, alternative form of hamster wheel. Hamster wheeled, simple past and past participle of hamster wheel. Hamster wheeling, present participle and gerund of hamster wheel. Hamster wheels. Third person singular simple present indicative of hamster wheel. Hamster, simple past and past participle of hamster. Hamsterer, one who hamsters, a hoarder. Hamsters, plural of hamsterer. Hamsteries, plural of hamstery. Hamstering, present participle and gerund of hamster. Hamsterization, a tendency whereby journalists are expected to take on increased responsibilities relating to 24/7 digital publishing. Hamsterkind, all hamsters considered as a group. Hamstoas, without a hamster. Hamstoi, resembling or characteristic of a hamster. Hamsters, plural of hamster. Hamstery, a place where hamsters are bred. Hamster, a surname. Hamstress, plural of hamstra. Hamstreet, a village in Orlestone Parish and Warehorn Parish, Ashford District, Kent, England. OS Grid Ref TR 0033. Hamstring, one of the great tendons situated in each side of the ham, or space back of the knee, and connected with the muscles of the back of the thigh. Hamstring, simple past and past participle of hamstring. Hamstringer, one who hamstrings. Hamstringers, plural of hamstringer. Hamstringing, present participle and gerund of hamstring. Hamstringings, plural of hamstringing. Hamstrings, plural of hamstring. Hamstrung, restricted as if by being crippled with a hamstring, hamstringed. Hamsun, a Norwegian surname. Hamsunian, of or relating to Knut Hamsun 1859-1952, Norwegian author. Hattai, an Angan language of Papua New Guinea. Hamdrep, a city in Wayne County, Michigan, United States. Hamiller, hooked, hook-like, hamate. Hamillate, furnished with a small hook, hook-shaped. Habule, a little hooked. Hamules, plural of hamule. Hamuli, plural of hamulus. Hamulos, bang a small hook at the end. Hamulus, shaped like a little hook, or hamule. Hamulus, a hook or hook-like process. Haworthy, a suburb of Poole, Dorset, England. OS Grid Ref SY 9991. Hamycin, a polyene antimycotic organic compound with antifungal properties. A male given name from Arabic. Alternative form of Hamza. Halas, plural of Hamza. Hadas, plural of Hamza. Hamdated. Having a Hamza Arabic Hamza global stop as one of its radicals, which may be realized as Arabic Hamza global stop standalone Hamza, Arabic Hamza Talif global stop, Arabic Alif Mantit, a global stop, Aim Akron, Arabic Alif Hamza global stop, Arabic Hamza Lamim global stop, or Arabic Hamza Layat, glottal stop in writing depending on the surrounding vowels and consonants. The exact orthography is determined by the rules of the seat of Hamza. Hamzain, a surname from Armenian. Hamzains, plural of Hamsoyan. An imperial Chinese dynasty ruling with interruptions from 206 BC to AD 220, marked by the expansion of the Yellow River's Huixia culture to the recent conquest of the Qin and a flowering of economic, literary, and scientific development. Alternative spelling of Han etymology 1. Han Palu, a pigment made from barium copper tetrasilicate Baku C4O, an artificial blue pigment used by ancient Chinese for over 2 millennia before dying out at the end of the Han Dynasty. One of the few alternates to Azurit in ancient times. Han character, synonym of Chinese character. Han character, alternative form of Han character. Han characters, plural of Han character. Han characters, plural of Han character. Han Chinese, referring to the largest ethnic group native to China. Han Chinese, alternative spelling of Han Chinese. Han Dynasty, alternative letter case form of Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty, a Chinese dynasty that lasted from 202 BC to 220 CE. Han Purple, a pigment made from barium copper disilicate Baku C2O, the first artificial purple pigment used by Chinese for over 2 millennia before dying out at the end of the Han Dynasty. Han River, a major river in South Korea that flows through Seoul. Han Solo, a proactive, self-reliant, or risk-taking person or creature. Han Unification, the assignment of single code points to various variant forms of Han characters in Unicode. Hanari, synonym of Hanrik, the Mandarin Chinese-derived name. Havant, Hazant. Hanziakang, synonym of Seoul, the Mandarin Chinese-derived name. Hanziachuan, alternative form of Hanchuan. Hanchang, alternative form of Hanzhong. Hanju, alternative spelling of Hangul. Hankyu, alternative form of Hanku. Hanten, alternative form of Handan. Hanyang, alternative form of Hanyang. Hada, a census-designated place in Maui County, Hawaii, United States. Hemak, an ethnic region of Central Moravia. Anakaraka, the traditional arrangement of the letters of the Javanese and Balinese scripts. Hanachas tefillin, a ceremony at which a child first wears tefillin, typically held a short time before the bar mitzvah. Anadi, a female given name from Arabic. Hana, a female given name from Japanese. Hanel, alternative form of Haniel angel in Jewish lore. Hadavi, a sunny follower of Hanafism. Hanaris, plural of Hanafi. Hanafism, a sunny school of thought that follows Abu Hanifa. Hanafest, synonym of Hanafi. Hanafests, plural of Hanafests. Hanafi, synonym of Hanafi. Hanafites, plural of Hanafite. Hanafization, the process of Hanafizing. Hanafize, to convert to Hanafism. Hanafize, simple past and past participle of hanafize. Hanafize is third person singular simple present indicative of hanafize. Hanafizing, present participle and gerund of hanafize. Hanafiuda, small, rigid Japanese playing cards with colorful drawings of flowers and animals, a single deck consisting of 48 cards divided in 12 suits that each represent a month. Hanahaki, a fictional illness in which a person bearing an unrequited love coughs up flower petals until they die or their feelings are reciprocated. The disease can also be cured by a surgical procedure that removes the flowers, but this will result in them losing their feelings of affection and all memories of the person they loved. Hanaho, a surname from Irish. Hai, the practice of traditional Hawaiian adoption of one child into another family. That a surname from Czech. Hanakian, of or pertaining to Hana or its people or culture. Hanakians, plural of Hanakian. Hanako, a female given name from Japanese. Hanax, plural of Hanak. Hanamachi, a Japanese courtesan and geisha district. Hanamaches, plural of Hanamachi. Hanami, the Japanese custom of enjoying the beauty of flowers, usually cherry blossoms or plum blossoms, also known as flower viewing. Hanamichi, either of the east or west paths that lead to the Doyo. Hanan, a surname. Hananel, alternative form of Haniel angel in Jewish lore. Hanania, a surname from Hebrew. Hananias, plural of Hanania. Hanans, plural of Hanan. Hana, a rich goblet, especially one used on state occasions. Hanaber, a kind of basket, usually of wicker work and adapted for the packing and carrying of articles, a hamper. Hanabers, plural of Hanaber. Haps, plural of Hannah. Hanaster, a person paying the entrance fee of the guild merchant and admitted as a freeman of the city of Oxford. Hanasters, plural of Hanaster. Hanatoxin, any of a group of toxins present in the venom of funnel-web spiders that target potassium channels. Hanatoxins, plural of Hanatoxin. Hanauer, a surname from German. Hanauers, plural of Hanauer. Haniwalt, a surname from German. Haniwaltite, an orthorhombic dipyramidal mineral containing chlorine, hydrogen, mercury, and oxygen. Haniwalts, plural of Haniwalt. Hanoi, a surname from Irish. Hanois, plural of Hanoi. Haneo, a female given name from Japanese. Hanazumo, a special sumo exhibition tournament. Hemdai, a surname from German. Hemdax, plural of Hanbach. Hanbali, pertaining to the Hanbali school of jurisprudence. Hanbalis, plural of Hanbali. Hanbalite, alternative form of Hanbali. Hanbalites, plural of Hanbalite. Handaj, a surname. Handaj is plural of Hanbij. Hanbin, a district of Anqing, Shaanxi, China. Hanma, the traditional Korean dress, often characterized by vibrant colors and simple lines without pockets. Hammocks, plural of Hanbok. Hamborough, a civil parish in West Oxfordshire District, Oxfordshire, England, which includes the villages of Church Hanborough and Long Hanborough. Hanbury, a village and civil parish in East Staffordshire District, Staffordshire, England OS Gridref SK 1727. Hanbury Brown and Twist Effect. Alternative form of Hanbury Brown Twist Effect. Hanbury Brown and Twist Effects. Plural of Hanbury Brown and Twist Effect.